changing the facts.
Until Michaela
the-
has
I
lived
like the
that
face.
traumatic experience, and she won't know how to react to that traumatic experience.
That is right. And speaking of traumatic
angle-
experiences, welcome to the stream, everybody. Here we are. I don't know if you're here, but we're here, so that's neither here nor there.
It's here.
There.
I just spilled
Oh,
coffee all over my desk.
Wait,
Why? Why would you choose to do that?
In celebration.
Celebration.
I usually do that to celebrate that.
Celebrate.
I miss coffee.
Tonight's episode will be told entirely through the majesty of song.
That is incorrect.
How did you get such a high number? 47. We're not there yet.
I love the reference, like this frame of reference that I'm missing. I love it. I don't have it.
Isn't it? We gotta be close to 47, right?
I put it. I'm pretty
44.
sure I updated the Google Doc this week. What does the
Yeah.
Google Doc say?
47.
44.
Oh,
Then
that was
47
close.
is correct.
No.
What?
Wrong.
Holly said no. That's not
Tonight's
Holly.
awkward will be brought to you by all of us.
Well,
Holly,
I'm trying.
if that's
I'm
not true,
trying to.
Oh, this isn't even awkward. You're not ready for what awkward looks
I
like.
know that you have a certain level of awkward others can't get to. However,
Holly, if it's not episode 47, I need you to
Oh,
give
it's
me
episode 44.
a description and a summary of every episode up to now exactly, so we
Wait.
know exactly what we're at.
my
Well,
document's
that's-
altering itself.
Really, really hard to do when I don't remember what we did last week.
Well, there you go.
But do
Hold
you
on.
remember what you did last summer?
Hell no.
I know what you did last summer.
Suddenly,
I'm glad that you know. I could probably tell you that I worked. That's
Work,
That's all I got.
Work.
You could probably tell you, or you could probably work.
No, I could probably tell you that, with it not being a lie.
Not sure.
Hmm.
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 We gathered out. No. Oh, I've got augury questions. Or not augury questions. Dead people questions.
Didn't we already dead people question though?
We did. I have all the answers and the questions.
Oh. Great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Ooh, and we got a scry.
You can scry if you want to. It's your party.
We already did.
we did.
You can leave your friends behind.
I think.
Oh, please don't do that. I'm very emotionally unstable.
Oh yeah, we did something cool. We did something cool last week.
Ah!
The
We do
secret is
something cool
practically writing itself.
Do you guys like recaps that are puzzles? Listen up.
Yeah.
Can you put this recap together?
I am getting context for what you're talking about by remembering. I'm remembering what happened, and I'm getting context for what the pep talk beforehand was about.
Now
So-
she's settled.
Should I just drop Tio from the overlay now or wait until
No,
Casey,
she
you told me to
just-
do it!
She just got okay.
Alright, I'll leave Tio once lossless on here.
Okay, it's just one letter flop away from KO.
Which would be bad if
You
we
know
were
how much I
boxing.
care about this character.
It's gonna be way worse than that. You're not just gonna get knocked out. You're gonna die
Oh no.
horribly.
Please.
Don't worry, I know where we can make you a fish.
Oh yeah.
What was that?
Imagine
noise?
dying in a
Thanks everybody for
traffic
joining us for absolutely unintelligible conversations that we have had live and on stream.
We're doing there. Hashtag wave at and on the fold.
That was a slash. Like, roll it, hashtag. Or no, it's a slant. See? It's a slant wave.
Game.
Game tonight.
Game on!
Game
Well, the
on.
game is on. So welcome back, everybody. Let's get through the nonsense as best we can. We've got 2.5, 3 hours, 3.5 hours, 4 hours, 3.5, probably 3.5 hours of nonsense coming up. And we're going to jump right into it. But first, a quick recap. As the party has indeed done some things. They're on the lonely mountaintop toward the tallest of the peaks in the mountain range overlooking most of Estad and the valley beyond into the wilds on both sides. You're on the side closest to the wild as the river rages and forms a ginormously large, or I should say tall, waterfall that flows into a great lake down below in the valley.
Michigan?
Hundreds, thousands of feet. No, not that kind of Great Lake. It's not Superior or anything.
Okay.
It's just a
Yeah,
lake.
all right. Not knowing is kind of eerie, though.
Yes, that is. So then we have the party's actions, which started with a long rest and a level up, including finding out that there is or was something very invisible nearby that was shared with the party, who promptly ignored that for the rest of the session.
Didn't want to instigate.
And instead of instigating, even though you had gotten through a long rest and gotten even more resource per character, you then decided to, instead of investigate, put on display how you activate and use this orb. And what did you do
Something
when
very
you
bad.
used the orb? Does anyone remember? Anybody?
Made julienne
Any?
fries.
I remember because it's in my notes.
That's not remembering.
Okay, well, yes, that's true. That's technically true because I predict what I write down. So, but it came true.
That's prophesizing.
Well, in the Book of Holly, chapters 3.
You're talking about the
verse
end,
7.
though, right? Like you're skipping over the whole metal fish thing. It
Well,
wasn't really a fish.
the metal fish was not a fish at all. It was a.
I'm calling it a metal.
Now
Not even remotely,
was
Dude,
indeed-
that fish was so metal.
It was so metal.
Well, indeed.
I could barely
Before-
hit it. He was so metal.
Before using the orb to scry and then interact with what you scried upon, the party did indeed poke the beast. Much to Cadaverous' chagrin, there was a, hey, Cadaverous, go do this.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the fight with the Steel Predator, which
Sorry.
may have been the hardest of the fights, except for Gizem, who stood untouched over there on the side, was indeed taxing, as Cadaverous was on the brink of destruction.
On a griffin.
Others. Well, there's no griffin.
Yeah, how's that
Well, I
mountain
know.
yours doing?
That griffin died.
That griffin did die. And what's the worst part of it? See, I was going to bring this up last because I just wanted to savor it. But what was the result of the battle with the Steel Predator?
We didn't even win.
You know, well,
We made
It's
friends along the way.
is gone.
he had disappeared.
Added to no, see this is good though because now there's just invisible stuff to worry about. There's not two categories of things we have to worry about. It's just invisible things to worry about.
Indeed.
Yeah.
We were just condensing.
And undead.
Oh yeah, there's two categories.
Well, as Holly alluded, there was a detection spell, or detection, I should say. Was it as a spell?
It was a commune. It was a spell.
Okay, so your class feature allows you to cast a spell that allows you
Look at you,
to detect what's in the area, and
Something about nature.
indeed, the revelation is that there is
What was my bear's name?
undead
Fred?
buried
Fred?
in the snowbanks.
I forgot my bear's name. But anyway, there's like this scrying thing that was like really cool. What was that guy's name? Asteris?
Tio
The party-
Asteris? Yeah, 2A did it. Yeah, he did the ritual. Like, cool. It was cool. He was standing on a bell? Llama bell? In the water, so he wouldn't get shocked. I think that's what happens if you stand in the water. I don't know if that's true. I'm making that up.
Balancing
Freeze.
on the ancient bell that was
Freeze.
retrieved from the bell tower.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
you did a
that's it.
balancing act while activating the orb.
Yes.
Scrying upon who? Tioe, who did you scry upon?
Asteris Umbara.
Yeah, that one.
And we
It
found
was
him.
So
so
hot
cool.
right now.
He's a black dragonborn, and he's laying in a coffin.
He is
And-
indeed laying in a coffin.
He looks very scary.
His picture was shown on stream last week. You should check out our previous
yeah.
episodes.
Yeah, he's also
He's really cool.
without pants on our OnlyFans.
And lastly, what did you do when you scryed upon?
I pulled his staff away.
You
from
grabbed
him,
his scepter.
and I left it on this side of the ball.
This specific magical sphere allows the user to reach through and affect what's on the other side, to include casting spells or retrieving things. TOA found the staff next to Astra's Ambara, irresistible, and you drew it back from wherever that was to where you are now, dropping it accidentally into. Now I have to read this, but I have to also try to figure out what words mean what. Dropping it into the frozen area for just a small amount of time, fishing it out. And when you did so, the last thing that occurred in the session was the cadaverous was the recipient of some mental communication
Oh yeah.
with a whispered, "What are you doing?" And that's where we're going to pick up. But before we pick up, check it out. Mondays, campaign last page, 7:30. Graced back on Wednesdays. I don't know if that's a rumor. I don't know. But you should check it out Wednesday and make sure, because I don't know.
Wait, Dora, is it a rumor?
It's not a rumor. It's the truth.
It says
okay.
April 7th. But then again, today is April 1st, so this might be a lie.
What's
It's
on
not
April
a lie.
Well, it was told to us before April 1st that it was going to be April 7th, so it's
That's
probably
true.
not a lie.
Can you even do April Fools to year-round fools like us? I don't know. So, check out our Twitter, Roll a Slant. Check it out. Twitter, hashtag Twitter. I don't even know if Twitter hashtags itself. YouTube, don't hashtag that one. Check out our previous episodes. Our URL is unmentionable because it's huge and random. But enough subscribers, we don't have to do that anymore. ROLL20.com, background, character art, Michaela, something. Kevin McLeod, music. He does that. We enjoy the freeness. The freeness is actually, it's good music, but the freeness is the good. It's just so good. Roll20, BTT, Roll20 Spotlight program. Custom character art. Caleb Scott again at Jumpy Lucky, Twitter. And if anyone wants those details, I'm sure that here on the stream, there's like a window with all this information that you could all read. But I had to say it out loud again. Some kind of weird thing. Anyway, that's all we have. So, as you breathe in, cadaverous, that thought echoes around in your head. And exasperated, what are you doing? Something to be concerned about. There's very little tone in mental communications, but you can feel the emotion behind it. What do you do?
Just chillin'. What about you?
Hey boo.
You want to come over?
WYD.
Are you saying this out loud? Or are you just mentally thinking such things?
Mentally thinking such things.
Okay. And you look over, and TOA has stepped probably away from the Bella at this point, having just fished out the staff of Asteris. The party can tell me what they're doing. Cadavers, there appears to be no response right now.
Sorry, I should say it out loud because it's scrying. He's not like. Actually, I don't know how it works.
What have you got there, TOA?
His staff. I pulled his staff. It
Whose
seemed like a good idea in the
staff?
moment.
Well, What'd you see over there in that thing?
I saw Asteris and Bara, sleeping in a coffin, and I thought that it would be prudent to remove his weapon from him.
Oh. And I hold my weapon to me.
Right, that was my thought too, but now I'm thinking it may have been a very stupid ass decision.
Well, what's done is done. Can you bring him here?
My express reasoning was to not do that, so I took what I thought I could away from him, but now I realize that he may be coming here to retrieve that thing.
I mean, did he see you?
No, he was asleep. I don't think so.
Well, then how does he know where it is?
Well, I'm assuming he looked pretty powerful, and this is a wizard's staff, so I'm assuming he can probably scry on us back.
Well, we could put it somewhere where he can't see it.
Okay.
Or see us.
I'm going to do that right now, and Tio will run around the pool and put it here.
Wait, out in the open?
Are you putting it on the... All right, Jesse, you're hanging in weird places. Tio,
sorry.
what are you doing?
Gisden, where do I put this staff? Do I go it in the water?
You're the wizard.
I'm not a wizard. I'm not a wizard at all. Cadaverous, what do I do with the staff?
He's not a wizard.
Well,
He's closer to a wizard than I am.
I'm a wizard. You could give it to me here, and I could look at it.
Well, I've already looked at it, and I know what
You're
it
like
is.
40 feet away. Cadaverous!
My concern is that something will look at us through it. And
that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to get rid of it as soon as possible because he can just scry on us and then know where we are.
And we don't want anyone to be able to just look in on us completely unannounced whenever they want. Because I think that would be bad.
You're very right. You're very right.
Anything we have that allows people to do that.
Actually, if we all didn't wear pants, would they want to scry on us?
Probably.
Well, they wouldn't know that going in.
If I was just shirt cocking it.
Aurelia! I know I'm older than you by like twice your age, but I'm panicking and I need your help. Where does this staff go? I trust no one in this party at this moment.
I trust none of you.
Except for you!
I did this thing and I don't trust any of you!
No, I don't think they understand how serious this is. I trust them normally, but not right now. Can you help me? What do I do with the staff?
I mean,
Aurelia slowly looks up from where she's just kind of been like stacking stones on top of each other in a progressively larger pile, and she just goes, "Huh?"
As the bright, actually, what time was it? You guys slept at odd hours.
We did.
I think it's still daylight because I'm not invisible yet.
You're not invisible just yet, but as
dusk.
the waning, it's the last few hours of you had slept early enough to still be late afternoon, so you have a few hours of light still ahead of you, but you can't help but notice the formation of a pretty thick cloud headed toward the mountaintops. As mountaintops are often natural barriers for clouds, something almost at your level is starting to.
Does this seem like a weather cloud or like a vampire death cloud?
You can roll a nature.
I can do that.
All indications
13.
Does feel like a regular cloud. It's rather large. If this were a vampire, it would be tens, if not 100 miles big. It's just this huge storm front.
It's not a cumulovamparus.
Not cumulo, no.
Nimbus. I don't remember the names of clouds. Cumulonimbus.
All you know is that one of the Dragon Ball people are riding it. So
Stratovaria.
Yes, correct. Exactly.
Fender Stratocaster.
Knowing what I know about magic users, do I know if breaking this staff will cause me a lot of damage and harm, or if it will be perfectly fine to just snap it in half if I don't know how to use it?
Reminder, although wicked in form and a little off-putting in gothic horror motif, the arcane focus is not a magical item itself, unless of course it is a magical staff, but you have kind of determined that it feels mundane.
Okay. We need to get this out of our sight and out of his grasp.
As you teeter between the pool and the big pit of water.
Jesse is digging in the snow over here.
Why are we so terrified of this stuff?
Well, you understand that if we are trying to look in on someone and we have an aspect of them that we know belongs to them, it will greatly increase their chance, or our chance of seeing them.
Right.
Situation in the opposite.
Tio, take a moment, right? Let's say that you wanted to scry in on, I don't know, Jesse's mother. You don't have her stuff. Could you do it anyway?
I could, but the point
so
is
then
that
if he wants to look, we're fucked regardless, so why worry?
No. The thing is that he doesn't know that I'm the one that's pulled his staff from him. He just knows us as these adventurers that have freed him.
You cannot scry on an object. You can only scry on a person or a location.
I thought that having something that belonged to somebody makes it easier to scry on them, so doesn't this actually help us?
Well, he may not. I mean, he may check in on us as, like, you know, wondering how those adventurers that freed him from the coffin in the 9th layer of hell.
You know what I feel like looking in on?
I mean,
if he wants to check in on us, he can check in on us. There's nothing we can do about that.
But this is incriminating evidence. This is extremely.
It is.
This is like a death wish.
Definitely evidence that you took that item that you're holding.
But this could be great in the long run, because some wizards can't cast without their component pouches or their arcane bonuses.
He can't just get another one, though.
He can, but...
You're not born with it.
So, maybe it's Maybelline.
I think that I was born with an axe in my hand, I'm pretty sure.
I am
That's
so
a
sorry
your
for
poor
poor
mother.
mother.
Why don't we just bring him here and kill him, since that's the whole point?
Because I really don't like this mountain, and you seem really excited at the thought of being on this mountain more.
Well, but this is the place where we can bring anything from anywhere we want to here. We can't do that on the Not Mountain.
We could just leave, not do it.
But leaving is not our goal. Unless, is this
It's
packing it in, retiring for you? I mean, it's gotta be about that time, right?
Pretty close.
there's a snowstorm coming.
Let's just go down the mountain.
I do feel that if we try to pull him through, one of us is
It
bound
might succeed.
to die. I think that is a guarantee, and I feel like if we wait a little longer, bring more people here or something, our chances of success without someone dying will be much higher.
But we have the element of surprise now. He's going to know something's amiss if his staff just disappears into the ether. I'm not saying we have to do it in this moment, but the longer we wait, the better he'll be prepared. He can go to the staff store, get a new staff.
Yes.
I've dug a hole, if that helps.
Thank you, Jesse.
I personally don't really want to bring him through into the mountain. That's just my thought.
If we don't bring anything else through, though I really wish that we just bring Michael in here and kill him.
Why are we killing Macklin?
Because I don't like him. And if we do it up here,
that's not really
we
a
don't
good
have the city on our hands.
This is true. This would be a great place for an assassin.
I don't think we need to kill him.
You're not joking. I mean, okay, but here's my thing. If we're not doing anything, bringing anybody, bringing any things up here, should we kill the orb? You know, smash it.
It is very powerful asset to us right now, which is why I think we should stay here with it.
I don't want to be in the cold. No more cold.
It's not
My
that
joints.
cold.
My joints.
We
I gotta
argue
say-
until the storm gets here.
I have to say that as much as you don't like the cold, as much as I don't like the cold, this does reduce time traveling by a lot.
Well, we're not going to be traveling much longer when we all freeze to death in a snowstorm.
We're not all going to freeze to death.
No, only I am, and it will be very sad.
Davros, I'll
It'll be like those stories where all the old people die in the cold.
There. I reach up and I pat Cadavers on the arm. Don't worry, we'll eat you.
Wasn't there some sort of like cabin or something on the way up here?
Can everyone see that in chat? Oh, no. No, that's fine. We're good. Oops.
Wasn't there a cabin or something on the way up?
Ruins of a village. I don't remember a cabin.
It was like before we got to the ruins over the bridge. It was still on the mountain, but not.
Do you remember the
in
5-star
ruins.
hotel with room service and
I could be making this up. I don't know, but I feel like there was a cabin or something that
You're
was kind
prophesizing
of far
again,
away.
Nancy.
But I think I am.
Not to add to the list of reasons to stay here that will be irrefutable and we'll have to stay, but there's currently some large amount of undead up here, as well as other invisible creatures that are likely listening to the conversation now. And so if we don't sort out that, then we could be bringing whatever it is with us back down to something that's a lot less capable of handling itself.
I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, I doubt whatever's here invisible is going to follow us regardless.
Well, why would they
I
be
also-
invisible then?
I don't know.
Fun.
Many reasons.
Such as?
Some kind of spooky spectral existence that is locked to the body that is hidden in the snowbank and cannot move anywhere away from it.
One other point of leaving the mountain, although I am not sure which side I'm on, is that I'm almost tapped of spells. That was a lot of magic I cast earlier. And I have some left, but I'd like to reserve them for people fighting the snow.
Well, maybe
I don't
we
know what that means.
ride out
If you-
here one more night. We can all recover. And then we can bring Imbara here and kill him, and then that will be that. A neat little period at the end of that whole crazy wizard fragment sentence. You can go back to Imbaran and say, hey, that thing that you don't want to know about is all taken care of. You don't have to worry about not knowing anymore.
And not knowing is half the battle.
Does this feel too easy to anybody?
What part of this was
Oh, yes.
easy?
Oh, yes.
This
Yes.
feels way too easy.
It feels too simple.
So you think we should kill Imbaran?
I am neutral on killing Imbaran.
Maglin?
However,
What? You're neutral on it? He's been
I'm
nothing
neutral.
but good to
I
us.
don't understand why we're exempting Imbaran from our killing the aspects quest, the thing that we're apparently on.
Well, I could think of a reason.
What's that?
He's a great guy.
How do
What
we?
is your
There was
obsession?
nothing really wrong with Pelino.
Which one is Pelino?
Oh no, that guy was crazy. He was like,
No, Jesse,
we
he
have to sit
just
down
didn't
before we
like
have to talk
you.
about anything.
Which one was he?
He was
first
the
one?
one
The one that
with
we
Rocky.
killed in the city.
Oh, you mean the one that attacked me?
Honestly, I don't
remember.
remember what happened.
He attacked us. I was trying to talk, and he got angry and attacked me. So I
just
fireballed him
remember
twice.
I went in there and oh yeah,
In
that
a
was the
reasoned
one.
response.
That was the one.
A man of extremes.
Alright. Well, regardless of what we do, we should do it.
But let's go down the mountain.
The woman of action.
I think that you can make a hot spring and you can keep yourself warm, so you'll survive.
do that.
All we need is volcanic activity.
All you need is to put some metal, like you did with that fish dog, and heat it up, and then you got warm water, and you got hot spring.
And you mean for 10 minutes until it runs out, and then I'm just wet on top of a mountain in the cold?
We're all wearing cloaks and various furs and other cold weather gear.
It doesn't make it not cold.
Right, but it does make you not cold.
No,
The fact that you keep jumping in water is obviously a detriment to that, but
it is.
creatures eventually, learn to survive in their environment. Perhaps you can as well.
Or
Adapt.
I feel awful for letting cadavers freeze to death up here. I feel like we're all waiting for some kind of deciding vote or something. Is there someone who has a greater weight of opinion in this group that is not weighed in yet that would like to?
Well, since you asked,
I think that we should stay.
it wasn't you either.
Well, I didn't really give my opinion before. I just said you could make a hot spring.
We
I
should
really
vote.
asked.
You know what? We should vote. Just so
Yes.
that we can be done with this. Who votes to stay on the mountain? Who votes to leave the mountain?
Well, you
Well,
dummies.
Democracy. It works only when it goes my way.
well, you dummies.
Title card: Cadaverous declares a monarchy.
I guess we're
What
just gonna
if
have
we-
to knock them all unconscious.
Democracy's easy with a
think we
one-party
should.
system.
What if we take the orb so we can always come back here if we want to
We
use
can't take
We
it.
can't
I
take
think
it.
we
Doesn't
established that already.
It's giant.
It's also fixed in a spot that's probably something to do with
Well,
the
it's-
magical
it's-
concentration of the
it's-
area, all
It's
that
not
kind of
fixed
thing.
there. It's not fixed there. It's very not fixed
I mean,
there.
it's meant to be. It's
I
meant to be
understand.
in that pool.
That's why I was saying. That's why I was saying we could take it and come back with it. But if we can't take it, that's fine.
It's large.
Yes, I understand that. But we have like 16 axes in a bag, so I figured there was a little.
No, we don't have 16. We have 2.
It's also larger than 16 axes.
If we are heading down the mountain, we should do so post haste, as there's a storm coming and nightfall. And if you think it's going to be cold spending the night here, it will be even more so on the side of a
Oh,
cliff.
could it be
in the
nightfall?
storm.
We've been awake like an hour and a half.
It's been much longer than that. As you recall, we rested for 8 hours already in the middle of the day.
Oh, that's right. We slept backwards because we've been awake for an hour and a half.
Right, which
Well,
means
we should go.
we're traveling at night now, down the side of a treacherous mountain.
Oh, that was stupid of us.
I
Well,
agree.
we can-
I said you dummies.
Well, we can wait.
But
I mean,
Nope, you've already
no,
voted.
we voted. We have to go down the mountain now.
That's fine.
before we go, whenever we're leaving, I'm going to do something.
Now is the time.
Awesome.
I just-
But
someone was
what?
going-
What should I do?
Someone was going to speak, and I didn't mean to interrupt them.
How long does your something take?
Very quickly, probably 3 to 4 minutes.
Excellent. I will cast something while you do that.
Okay. Well, be my guest. And Tio will spread the 1,000 ball bearings that he has around the tile around the pool, so that anyone other than
Could
him
you
is not
link-
expecting that.
Could you link your ball
Going down.
bearings, please?
A nasty surprise.
Oh, it's been such a long time. Like 43 episodes ago.
Fill the pool with ball bearings.
It's not the pool. It's
Make
the
a
tile
ball
around the
pit.
pool. Just to be clear, he's doing it in like the cracks of the tile.
I
Where
get
they're
it.
stable and not moving.
You're just decorating at this point.
Somebody just
You
arrives.
know
They're
what I
like,
mean?
they're like, these people are fucking psychopaths. Like, who would take the time to arrange all of these ball bearings?
He's not doing it one by one. He's just, kind of doing a little like pool here and there, like that kind of thing. He's used to it before. He knows what to do.
Could you draw me a circle, 10 by 10, please?
For every ball
Yes.
bearing.
10 by 10 is like that, right?
Come
I'm planning on like spreading it like that?
that's not even remotely 10 by 10.
I can't delete this now. Okay. I was thinking of doing it. I'm not doing it in like a circle. I'm doing it in like an arc.
Okay.
Like that.
Well, I'll tell you what, because it does say a 10-foot, a square that is 10 foot on each side. I'll allow you to get me like 3 squares worth because it's not quite meant to be in this weird shape. And you're going to find that the tiling is not completely even either. So some of them roll off into the drink.
You mean like that?
3 squares worth. Is that 3? I'm sorry. I have to zoom in.
It's almost 3. I'll just go
That's fine.
here. Okay.
There we go. So
Just
you
in
have
case.
covered that in ball bearings.
Yes.
I don't see anything.
There's a very, very faint.
Green line on the.
Now it's red.
Look at the pool.
Oh, now I see it. I can see the red one.
You know, because it's hard to get out of the pool, and then if they come out of the pool sopping wet, they're going to trip on the ball bearings, and it might cause a little stumble into the, I don't know, something, or they're trying to come up here and they're trying to use it to cast, and we don't want them to. It's an extra measure of defense. It only took me 3 minutes, so don't analyze it too much, okay? Cadaverous, are you done with your spell?
Cadaverous, what were you doing?
6 more minutes.
What, could you link
But we're
maybe
out of ball
what you're
bearings.
doing for the DM?
I can link this for you.
Thank you.
Griffin summoning.
Might have been familiar with this one.
Excellent. Account for the spell usage, of course.
I will.
And you may then drag the griffin.
Kicking and screaming back from. Wow, my child's birthday party!
August, you're back.
Please, no more!
Now, as you begin to all take a look at the majestic greater steed that once again Cadaverous has summoned, but maybe will keep a little longer this time round. Does anyone else have anything particular you'd like to do while still on this battle map?
Avoid the undead. Cross the bridge.
Save the cheerleader.
Descend the mountain. Peacefully. Not. I want to smash an egg.
Non-lethally.
Damn it. They're all in the craters. Never mind. I want to
Wait,
smash.
there are eggs in the
this egg.
craters?
Yeah, you see those crystals? They're
Those
dead
crystals
dragon eggs.
Those crystals are the formation on top of inert dragon eggs.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I do remember that.
Down the mountain we go.
Can I smash this one on the way out?
Just see if I would recommend not doing that.
I want to do it.
Let's do.
I'm sorry, I'm too zoomed in. Could you please ping once again where you're smashing?
I drew on it.
Oh, all the way at the beginning. I see now. I'm like, where are
You know, right next to the bridge is the last thing I do, and then run across the bridge.
Okay. Yes, indeed. Smashing the crystals is actually rather easy. The crystals are not that strong. Doesn't have structural integrity there. It's easy to smash and shatter, and they do so almost satisfyingly, like when you're popping little bubbles. It's just, yeah, and it smushes. I would like everyone to roll a active perception as you take to the trail over the other side of the bridge.
Ooh, I rolled higher than a 5.
Higher than a 5 is good.
23.
16.
And as dark as the clouds coming from from the Estad side of the peaks starts rolling in toward this, you still have quite a little ways. And you look out to the the west, where you see the sun about to hit the horizon itself and sink into night, or at least a dim afternoon. You still got a few, but it's there's an very interesting perspective on the lengthy trail leading into and out of Istad. And on that trail, many, 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 many miles away, Aurelia, you start catching glints and reflections of steel as if a large force is on the trail itself. Many miles out. You don't think that they could travel that far in a day. You're not sure you could, but they are not weeks away. Whatever it is. This
I mean, this way or
rather very distant looking dark shape that you're like, wait a minute. That's a large host of people or
That's
things.
no moon.
Remind me where we are right now.
Well,
Are we near Irondale Tower? Is that
You
like
are
the
very
ridge of
close.
mountains?
You are very close to Irondale Tower, and looking up at the peaks to the north of you, Irondale Tower sits prominently and easily highlighted in the even in the dim sky. Taking a look at the map, I'll just show that all the players. You have Irondale Tower as the little icon that's technically, if you look hard enough, is a tower on top of the mountain. But you are on the mountain almost due south, slightly west of the lake that you overlook. You are able to look out to the west and east from that specific mountain. To the east is the clouds rolling in and the great forest of the Elven Kingdoms in the distance. Too dark to really make any detail out at this point, and way too far. Much, much closer, almost directly along the line of the northern, to the east, the northwestern mountains. There appears to be a large force on the trail.
Now, I don't mean to alarm anybody, but there does appear to be a large group of armed people coming down the trail this direction.
Well, that can only be a good thing.
Only that. Nothing
no
else.
other choice.
I mean,
explanation?
there's a tremendous amount in this direction. It's sort of the military border of Estad. So
Yes.
if there's military troops moving to the borders, then perhaps something is amiss. I can't imagine that if someone was going to send anything after us, they would send something with that many things to die.
Most likely not, but I'm just saying we should just be aware.
I mean, I don't think they can see us from here.
No.
Everybody else has yet to see this group. Looking on the horizon, it just looks like a black dot that feels like it's part of the horizon. Aurelia was the only one whose keen eyes has pierced
My
through
elf
all that.
eyes.
You're also the youngest.
And you're Legolasing on the snow. You're like,
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason for them to send an entire whoever them is, an army after us, right? That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. It'd probably take an entire army.
Are they? Is there something on the other side of the mountain? Maybe that is.
I mean,
there is Irondale Tower, like right here, also. But if they're reinforcing the border, that's not necessarily a good sign either.
again, this is to the west.
Oh, they're coming from the west?
Indeed.
Oh shit! I completely misunderstood that.
Gislin, forgive me. It's been a while since I've been out in the Elven Kingdom. What color armor is the most prominent kind there? Do they have a particular kind they make it of?
I mean, the elves aren't necessarily a marshaled military force in that manner.
But branding, so
They wear leaves and
you have to do it.
Do I know what kind of armor Dragonborn wear?
Yes, Dragonborn are very keen to wear all of the different types of armor classes available here in the player's handbook under armor. You will find Dragonborn who are stealthy, wearing leather. You will find wizards who are wearing robes.
Is the great imperial army of the Dragonborn typically wearing one kind of metal?
Not specific one kind of metal, but they would have iconography that could be easily identified if you had some better perspective.
And you said this was a large host.
Large host meaning to a group of 5 of you, a few hundred.
Okay. And
it's not like Lord of the Rings, 10,000 men take down to. But no,
okay.
This is still a mobile force coming down the road.
And what is the next? What is the next closest?
Where's my drink?
Well, I could go scout.
I mean, Irondale Tower.
Where is the
right
next
here.
closest? That's an incomplete sentence, Dora. I don't know what to do with it.
I'm sorry, my brain is broken. To the west, what's the next closest, like, organized enough thing that could send an army?
So off the map, quite a ways away, is the country of Lespar. Lespar is a merchant hub for everything that comes to Astad and vice versa. Everything has to go. Astad actually is in like an alliance with Lespar to maintain the security of the road. They often send out patrols. You've never ever heard of a patrol of hundreds of people before. So that is different. But Lespar could muster an army. They are a country. So heck, even just a city or a city state, like one of the independent areas, like the Wood Elves or lesser races, or I should say untoward races that are considered evil, maybe orcs could muster a war band. There's lots of options. Think of all of the 40k and Age of Sigmar options that are available to people to choose. This could be walking down the road. What you see is a minuscule on the horizon movement. So you equate with a large crowd of people. There's no details.
Okay. I think we should go to Irondale Tower.
Go up it and look out?
Well,
no, there's people there.
I could go and scout.
You know, just to
Where?
visit, like the top of the Statue of Liberty. You gotta walk around.
I could go and fly over, see what I see.
It's miles and miles
It's very
away.
far away.
You would put them about maybe 100 miles away. The reason you can see them is because you have amazing lip glass eyes.
Well, that's 100 miles then. I don't care.
They're not going to be
I
here
care if they're
tomorrow
attacking the country.
Well, I mean, there is a watchtower on top of this mountain with arguably a better vantage point than us that has already seen them. This is not our problem.
Okay.
We could go to the tower, report it anyway, and then fuck off home.
If you are curious, though, once we get closer, I can try and find a bird and then see through the bird's eyes and hear its surroundings. You know, I could ask it to fly down there.
I mean, if we want to head out west to the wildlands, that would be a good...
I've been able to do it for a while. I just usually don't manipulate the animals.
Awful country.
Like to bother the fish and the birds and...
That's such a fuck whale. Can you imagine if you just had a friend and the friend was like, "Oh yeah, I could just like hear through bird ears," and it's just like, "Why didn't you bring this up before?" And they're just like, "Eh."
Don't like to bother.
I've been able to do it for months.
That friend's Jesse.
You begin to descend down the path in about 20 minutes down that path as the sun gets lower and lower and the sky starts turning that darker purple, almost like that. Actually, just the lightest version of darker. This is an orange or almost a fuchsia glow begins to touch the sky. You come upon that small camp where the old dwarf lays huddled with blankets and a small fire.
Where's his name? Should we wake him up?
Looks up at you. No,
Yes,
he's huddled. He's not asleep.
Oh,
he looks
just huddled
he
there.
looks so comfortable. We should just walk past him and leave him here.
It's like, do we know you?
And he stands up and says, "Did you find what you're looking for? You
Absolutely.
warned me enough to stay as far as I could.
Well, you're still alive, so it seems like you stayed far enough away.
Are you hurt? Is there spoils?"
There were no spoils.
Oh, some spoils.
spoken like someone who has spoils.
Listen,
I'm a cleric. I don't hide money.
or take
Yes.
things from other people. Yes, we know.
Yes,
Theo.
yes, organized
think I have a
religion is
cracked rib.
always
Does that count?
altruistic with money.
I'm with
It
this
just
guy.
kind of wraps
Put it-
together with more
Put it
fur.
this way: if we can make it back down safely from the mountain, we'll make sure you're well compensated. For your-
Indeed, I'll take you to. Well, I can feel it on the wind. It's going to be a bit rougher
Cold.
tonight. I think I'll take you down through the some of the natural caverns to avoid some of the weather.
But I just created a griffin.
And then, as if he hadn't noticed, he's, ah, that's what you were after?
He eats horses.
Whoa. Oh, I don't like the way he's looking at me.
Are you a horse?
I'm not.
Then you're safe.
I taste what's terrible to griffins. Just like that.
Nothing. Are you metal?
Depends on if that's good or bad.
It seemed pretty susceptible to the last metal thing it saw.
Yeah.
There was the shouting.
All right, well, that's
It
fine.
doesn't like shouting either.
Can't you just have it fly to where you need to go?
I can,
Well, we'll meet
but
you
I'll
there.
miss him terribly.
Oh, I meant with you. Why would
Oh.
you?
Yes, I can. But I'll miss you all terribly.
Wait, how long will it take your griffin to fly to the base of the mountain? Can it carry one of us? It can just fly us all down one at a time.
I communicate mentally with my griffin to try and work out how long that might be.
Griffin works in these kind of terms. Not that long.
Not that long. Anybody want to come with?
Well, no, just have the griffin fly solo with one person, leave them
The
down at
dwarf's
the
like,
bottom. And
If you don't need a guide, then I'll. Because I don't want to griffin my way down anything.
Why? You scared?
Yeah, yes.
What's
Come on.
why are you scared?
How's the
little-
griffin going to carry me?
On
On
its
its
back.
In
back.
your
Stomach.
claws.
Hmm?
Oh. Yes.
Think Argus here could carry one on his back, one in his claws.
So I
Talons.
in my years ago, I ran into a flightless bird and it carried things with its mouth. I just don't want that to happen.
Well, this is a flightless lust bird.
That's what? It's
Loose
terrifying.
birds.
I'm going this way. Please, for those who are smart, you may wish to follow me and keep your feet on the ground. He starts collecting up camp, like just looking at the griffin.
I will.
Just-
I'll help him pack up and then follow him.
I'll go with Gislin so the
Anybody want to
griffin has
ride?
less trips.
Sure, I'm small.
Excellent.
Relia, be careful, please.
Split
Please
the
hold on.
party.
Okay.
Hold,
Split the
hold on the
party.
feathers.
Split
Use
the
your
party.
legs. Unless you're in the claws, then hold on very tightly. If there's a kind of rope or something, make sure you strap yourself in.
Put on
Please
your seatbelt.
don't
So
let go.
as Tio
Keep
is
your
like,
hands and feet inside the
Like
griffin
the bird.
at all times.
as,
I pat Tio just very companionably on the shoulder, and I keep nodding as he's talking, but it's obvious I'm not paying attention.
And be
as-
careful.
As Tio is having this conversation and lecturing, Cadaverous is already on Argus's back, and Argus is positioning to grab a hold of Aurelia in talons to hold on to and carry down the mountain.
It's just Tio just like looks away for a second and then looks back, and Aurelia is gone.
Avarice!
As Cadaverous is
Buckle your seatbelt too!
the griffin's wings spread, and it leaps, looking like it's leaping directly over you, T-Way. And then you can't help but notice it has Aurelia.
Tio, have you ever seen a bird fly into a blizzard before?
Well, the wizard's not here yet.
On the as you start, Aurelia, you have quite the view of the lake. As you can see, you just clear. It takes just a few minutes.
I can
Clear
show
all
you
of the-
world.
all of the terrain that makes up the mountain range that just skyrockets above and beyond that ridiculous lake. You can see all the different tributaries in the glowing light in between the mountains. is where you're flying at this point because of the facing. And yeah, it's getting darker quick in this area, and it is cold. The rest of you, the dwarf's like, nope, 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 gotta go. Not gonna let that happen to me. I've lived too long.
Too long to die, yes. Lead on.
He just kind of looks up suspiciously. What else is here? All right. And he starts leading you down the journey. You may remember it took quite the, longer than a day to ascend. And so it begins, and he brings you down an even slower pathway. But one is shielded from the weather. As he brings you, he's like, yes, 112 years ago, the goblins infested this cave. So you may still find some bones or some sort of profane writing on the walls, but ignore it. It's been cleared out for, well, last I checked. And
Ghost was here.
On the wall.
When's the last time anybody traveled through here?
So,
or is it a normal passage?
Yeah, this is pretty widely used.
You look like you're lying.
Well, you look like you can't be sure if I am, so it's fine. Let's go.
I don't know. Whenever someone doesn't look me directly in the eye, I think they're lying to me.
I'm a dwarf. We're at different heights. It's not my fault.
She doesn't trust many of the shorter races.
He starts leading you through, and it is very much reminiscent of the scene in Moria where you're on sometimes precipice overlooking great crevasse, and sometimes you're in deep tunnels where you keep like bumping your head because dwarves and goblins make wide tunnels but not necessarily tall ones, and you uncomfortably make your way through a spindly labyrinth of caverns.
All right, if I see any broken stairs, though, you're in trouble.
Cadaverous and Dora. I'm sorry, Aurelia.
No, it's me in real life. The griffin has me.
You're like on Titanic. You're like. And so this aerial moment brought to you by Griffins.
Just says Goodyear on the side of the griffin.
Meg and Stewie. All right, so what are you two doing on the griffin? Where would you like to touch down? It could take about 50. Oh, well, I mean, it doesn't take very long to fall and then catch some wingspan. And so in a matter of minutes, you could be down at the lake.
I have no control over where the griffin is going.
Cadaverous,
I am
say
literally
words.
just along for the ride.
Where do we go? Where are they coming out?
I don't know. Down? I shout into the wind.
We go down.
As you finally get to the lowest point just above the water itself, where the griffin can't help but maybe dunk Aurelia slightly, you find that the weather's much warmer down here. It's still a temperate zone. It's like, it's so beautiful. It's such a relief. And you it doesn't take too long for the weight of your clothes to start becoming noticeable. And so, although you're still cold and still getting over it, and you're in that like, oh yeah, I'm finally in the warm. Very slowly, very surely, that becomes, oh, this is too much clothing. Where would you like to, besides being at the bottom where the lake is, the lake being one of those crystal clear, like in Norway, where you can see all the rocks on the bottom. It's very smooth, very still, except for where the tributaries enter it, and maybe about half a mile from there, it's still a bit choppy, but most of the lake is very, very still.
Just on the bank of the lake, I guess. Just
okay. Finding that there's only, it's not actually shoreline like sand, but just loose rock at the bottom. You look up, and just the wind moving the snow drifting off each peak implies that whatever your companions are going through, it's going to be a while for them to get down. And it's not going to be pleasant.
I think we made the correct decision.
I think we did.
So are we on the west side of the mountains?
You are on the. If you take a look at this map again, which I'll show the players again, whoop, you are in between the west and east
Okay.
side. You are at the lake itself. Based on the proximity, you're at the southern edge of that lake. It's just easier for the Griffin to have
What do
done
I
that.
know about this area? Because I mean, I grew my monastery is not like it was in this range of mountains.
Right. So what you would know is that the mountain range itself is the border of Estad, the lake, past the lake, and etc. It's not considered part of Estad technically. It is considered the entry point or whatnot to the wildlands, and the place can be dangerous. That being said, it's pristine. It doesn't look like there's overt danger right away. Down here at the bottom, you're sure there's plenty of aquatic life somewhere in the lake. You're sure that there is all sorts of things that use the lake for watering holes and whatnot coming down from the mountains through small trails and goats falling down accidentally and etc. But
Not this one.
not that one.
Well, I don't know. Should we try to griffin everybody else down?
They went into caves, didn't they?
I don't know. I thought they were walking.
I think they were going through caverns. That was the impression I got from the dwarf. I could go look.
I mean, I guess we should go find the base of the trail then.
Right, but I don't know where that is.
If only you guys had a guide.
We've planned this road trip poorly, I think.
No.
As you stood at the bottom of the Grand Canyon, where are those trails?
Where are we?
It's
We
fine.
can't get too lost, right?
They can get a message to us if they're in trouble.
Okie dokie.
Let's just lounge by the water for now. Lounge.
We lounge on the horrible stony beach.
Back at the cavern.
Who's in possession of the party funds, the bag of holding? Are there any? What's in the bag of? Do we have a current inventory?
We should.
I don't like this line of questioning.
Tio has the bag of holding. I believe.
I have the bag of holding, and I know that Jesse's axes are inside it. Our diamonds, the loot.
I would assume like the bulk of our wealth is in there.
I think I keep a couple diamonds in an extra pouch on my belt, and not all of them on me, but not all of them in the bag either.
I would say if it's on the party loot page and not on somebody's character sheet, it's in the bag of holding.
I would agree to that assessment. Just asking.
Yeah, so a shitload of random things that are worth money, and then a whole lot of gold.
And gems, yeah.
And gems.
Are there any particular items?
Hunk of obsidian.
Do we have that crown on that list? I don't remember that being added.
The crown
Crowns and the ring of the finger of the king are not there. What? Why is that?
No,
there?
because we didn't. The crown wasn't there.
Are we eating at the
We got a description of the crown, not the crown itself, because Maglin has the crown.
There's a 500 gold piece coat, a 250 gold piece silver pendant, a 250 gold piece sash, 250 gold piece electrum sash. Lots of gems, lots more gems, a jade statuette, a key in a velvet bag.
Nice.
I have the wand of web. Cadavers has the helm of comprehend languages. Jesse has the boots of striding and springing. I think Aurelia has the cloak.
Wow.
And that's
Sounds
about
like
all I
everybody
remember.
has a magical item in the party.
You had an opportunity to take the wand of web and you did not take it.
Here, this isn't for your character class.
We have a
but
poem.
Yeah, you can't use this, but you could carry it.
You want to feel
Me.
special.
You can't. Couldn't you use it?
You could carry it.
I think you
Pretty
can
sure
use
she
it.
She can use it.
TOA, you can't help but notice that the bag is no longer on your person.
Oh my gosh.
there in the deep, as you follow the dwarven guide. Your shirt's been an hour since you departed and watched Aurelia probably plummet to her death, according to Tio's, mind.
Parental instincts.
And you're just like, at least I can res her with. The bag is missing.
The bag is gone.
Gone.
I'm sorry, what?
The bag of holding is not on my back anymore.
Why not?
I don't know.
Seems like something
I
you should
didn't
know.
I didn't hear it. Do you think I would be asking you if I knew that it was somewhere that I wouldn't be going back and you would? I don't know where it went.
Stop. Guide.
Yes. As he twirls about, he wasn't moving very fast anyway, so he just looks back and waits for everyone to catch up because you're not standing 3 feet from each other.
I just wanted to make it so he didn't keep going. I will look around to see if I have anything. I have a passive perception.
Do you all have dark vision, by the way?
Yes.
No.
I do. Jesse
Okay,
doesn't.
so Jesse wouldn't. So the dwarf shines a lantern he's been carrying toward the party and says, yes, what is the delay?
We're
It's
missing
quite the
something.
trip we have.
When did you last have it, Tio?
I think about an hour back. I only say that because I typically have my hand checking everything
That I believe.
every hour, and I checked just now at the hour, and it's not there. Once over.
I can... If you all stay here, I can quickly backtrack our steps and search and see if you just place it on the ground. But I doubt
One of
that's
my
the
axes
case.
in there.
There's two axes.
Wah! Rage.
I will head in hunter tracker mode, head out back up. I'm gonna go out like, I don't know, 15-20 minutes to retrace our steps and see if there's anything that catches my eye, and then come back.
Gizen, before
Gislin
you
disappears into the darkness,
goodbye.
like Bat Gislin.
I'm actually not prepared. Never mind. I was gonna do something, but I don't.
You ever see Kung Pao where they're like, poof, there's a little smoke. He's like, Gislin, Jesse, or I'm sorry, just TOA and Jesse. Besides Gislin's actions, what are you two doing? As the dwarf's looking at you guys sideways.
I'm standing there panicking internally.
Okay, well, what are you doing externally?
Externally, I'm looking him over like, did you do this?
Do you think I would have dropped? Do I get
Not
do I
you!
get anything?
Tio,
Sorry,
I'm looking at the guide here that I
Sorry.
can't remember his name.
you have a bit of a lazy eye.
Listen, young woman. I am,
Young woman.
Are you not?
I don't know, but I don't like that term.
I'm many things, but a thief is not one of them.
What's
See,
the other things you are? You may be something else that a thief is called, but not the word thief.
Got
A
him.
stealer.
He goes, you want to check my pack for your pack? What,
Yeah, I'd
how,
love
how
to.
big was the...
Jesse, there's no way.
He's got that kind of like
it.
backpack with all the junk hanging off of it and stuff.
Yeah, you got a lot of
Kinda
blankets and stuff in
throws
there. I
it
don't know.
down and goes, go ahead.
Thanks. I appreciate it. As I search through. Can you hold the light, closer for me?
Oh, anything I can do to help your accusations?
Thank you. I search his stuff for our stuff.
He looks over at you, TOA.
I'm really sorry. We've had a very long day.
Yes, you left me down at the mountain camp without shelter for an entire day.
I'm sorry. we
Well, would
couldn't
you
have
rather
done
have
anything.
died by a giant?
You said you would be right back. Don't come up.
Well, we lie
I
a
did
lot.
not say that. My companion said that, and she's normally very good at estimating time, but today was not one of
Your
them.
companion's a ghost and disappeared before she should have through my
She's
vision.
coming back. She will come back. She is very responsible, and I trust her with my life. She'll be back.
You're missing a pack and one person just left. I'm just saying.
Look, this happens all the time. We have a very unconventional...
The thief's like, wee!
a very unconventional party dynamic. She'll be back, I promise. It's a bit dysfunctional, but it works. Sometimes.
Trust me, she don't want anything that's in there anyway.
Gislin, you can roll an investigate. Dang it. Jesse, roll an investigation.
Oh.
And Gislin, actually, if you could roll me a survival check. As you're looking for signs that, et cetera, et cetera.
I rolled a 17.
Not roll very well, despite my modifiers.
You do have a good modifier, but a bad roll on the dice. So Gislin, you start you're being methodical. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with your method. It's just not the greatest version of you. It's fine. Jesse, you find a lot of like, oh look, there's a flask of hooch. There's like 7 flasks of hooch, and et cetera, et cetera. But you only find the kind of gear that you would expect a mountaineer to have.
All right, I'll pack it back up as neatly as I can, though. It may not really be neat.
Yeah, he's just like, no, stop, no. That's not how that is.
Are like all folded poorly.
He doesn't have maps, actually. He lives here. That's why you got this guy. He's been up the mountain many, many, many times. But he starts reorganizing his pack and grumbling in Dwarven. So,
you know, I don't speak that you're saying.
Yeah, that's good.
But I apologize for being hasty. Is that the word? I'm gonna say it, hasty. I just have trust issues, and I'd rather you handle it like this, so that way I don't get mad. You know.
Hey, he just points like his little walking stick at your giant axe on your back. He goes, "Do you think I would bother trying to cross someone walking around with that?"
I don't know. You're kind of poking at me weird. I don't like that.
Look, I'm not the greatest swordsman in Bravos. I can't just do things with sticks that are amazing. What I can do is say this. It would be silly for me to steal from you now.
Yeah, that it would.
There's a cavern we'll be, if we stay on schedule, resting for the evening. It would be smarter to ditch you there if I were to do such a thing. But I'm not going to.
Oh, I see. So you're saying I should stay awake at night. That way you can't sneaky off. Thank you for the tip.
Yes, please do stay awake and be tired all day. Great.
Jesse, don't do that.
Just great.
He's told me to do it. You know, usually like people will like have a
he
conversation
says something
with
else
you.
in Dwarven. Blah blah.
To have a conversation with
Blah
you.
blah
and
blah.
Tell you
Blah
things.
blah blah.
Like right now, he could be saying anything he wants.
Dwarf. That's what Dwarven sounds like. Dwarf.
I don't
It's like
remember
Billy
what my
Pokemon.
point was anymore, and I'm gonna stop talking.
Dwarf. Gislin, at the end of your little search, 20 minutes have gone by. You've seen no tracks beyond your own. There's been enough dust in these areas to imply that nothing's been through for at least a day or two, although there might be enough dust to cover up tracks after that. You only see stuff that you recognize as the parties.
I will continue going until I find something or an hour passes.
An hour mark is actually probably when Tio noticed it. So you come to the entrance of the caverns where the goblin stuff. Well, he's like, it says goblins live here, but it's been scratched out and whatnot on the wall. And you can feel the cold air coming immediately in from. It's fresher, but it's cold. And then you get to the outside. The sun is just now setting. It's been. You're like. The clouds have yet to reach the peaks, and you're not sure the cloud will reach the peak on this side. You're not sure how that's going to work. It might roll over. It might not. Often have to find out at the moment. Looking down, you can still see the lake, although it is very, very dim now. And somewhere down there, you can hear the echoes of a griffin. "Wah! We have a whole day to wait." "Wah!"
And there's no tracks in the snow or anything, like something exited here.
It does not appear so, no.
Alright. I will slowly and methodically start searching my way back from here there. And are there like offshoots of this path, or is it only like a singular path?
Well, the path itself is pretty singular, although it does continue both ways along the mountain. The exit you took was kind of like a drop down to another path, and it's just a bit of a like a slide for 5 feet to go to where another animal path had been created, whatnot. So climbing back up there, you're going to eventually find yourself back at this battle map that I still have up. Is that your intention?
Yeah, I'll retrace steps all the way back to...
Okay, so could everyone else please leave the battle map, find your token, hit the delete key. Don't think of it as you're dying. Think of it as you're not there.
Can do.
And Gislin, you're at the bridge again. The area is quiet. What would you like to do?
I will retrace our steps all the way back to the orb sphere thing, and...
You can move pretty freely for now.
Right, and I would like to do so
please do.
quietly.
That's stealthily. Fantastic.
Ooh.
And in the twilight, although you're back on a peak, in the twilight of the dim light of the evening, you are as quiet and stealthy as you need to be. I will not hear you coming.
I mean, I'm gonna go over here. Do you need me to move square by
Yeah,
square?
go ahead. No. You don't need to move square by square just yet.
Just basically retrace everywhere I remember Tio going.
Okay.
Tio.
So noticeably, I have to zoom
Being
in.
wary of the ball bearings.
Oh, that's the funny part. The ball bearings are gone.
That's not good.
I can't seem to highlight the ball. Am I on the right?
Well, I know I'm up against something stupid enough to stop and pick up a 1,000 ball bearing.
It's just a
1,000. Actually, it was only like 980. Some are still in the bag. But yeah, they appear to be all gone. And I don't mean like, oh, you still see 20 or 30 in a corner somewhere. They're gone.
And is there any signs of anything other than us having been here?
Please roll me another survival check, please. There it is. There it is. The number 2 becomes a 12 because you're plus 10. And you start looking around. And although you're missing the finer details as you're starting to hyper focus in on the fact that the ball bearings are gone and there appears to be no rhyme or reason as to why, you do see on the bell a fresh set of footprints.
I'm gonna fire an arrow through where the bell is, like where something would be standing.
Ding! You make the bell go off. No, the bell is mostly submerged in water, but yeah, shooting right above the bell, revealing your location, or at least you're no longer silent. You're like,
oh my gosh.
Flying of a bow and arrow hits. And indeed, could you roll me an initiative?
Oh my gosh!
Sorry guys, hope you didn't have any plans. I didn't shoot the fucking invisible thing the first time, and this is where we've got it.
Don't worry. Regretting things doesn't help you live now, so you might as well
But
not.
A 25 and being invisible does.
25 and being invisible does indeed help. get this up again. There we go. Am I on the right layer for these guys? No, I'm not. 1 second. Whoop. I have this one. You don't see anything on the initiative order, I hope?
I do see a name.
Is it yours?
No. I see it on the thing. I won't metagame, but...
Oh, well then. That's unfortunate that it does that. Maybe I can do a whispered roll for the rest of them.
I'm not reacting.
I can do a whispered roll. So that's my bad. That's my bad. Did I say the rest of them? What am I saying? Okay, so Gislin, I'm not going to pretend anyone rolled a 25 or higher, but there's a tension in the air, and you hear movement just down below. I'm going to ping in the area where you think you hear movement. It's just enough for you to tense up and go into like a combat mode.
All right. So, I mean, I said I was firing, so I guess I'm firing. Right?
No, you fired. That started.
The shot didn't hit anything, though.
It did not.
Okay.
But you heard like a reactive movement. Someone's steps, maybe the unmistakable sound of a sword being drawn.
All right, I will. It's my turn, right? Turn.
It is your turn.
Okay. And the direction of all of this stuff was down over here, you said?
Yes, it was actually a bit closer and more east than where you did more of a northeast. Yeah, something like that.
All right. I will, still being invisible, I will move to here to see. So that's 15 feet of movement. Do I see anyone?
You do not see anyone.
What you do not see is arcane powder. All right, and then I will move. But I have my Gislin senses are tingling there.
Oh, no question about it. You continue to hear movement, and now distinctly north and east.
North and east. All right. I'm going to move 15 feet back there, so that's 30 feet of movement. I will bonus action hide.
Okay, roll me your initiative or your stealth.
And then I have, so that's 35, 40, 45. So that's my first set of movement. And then I will dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 to up to there. Do I see anything here?
Looking down, what's your passive perception?
20.
20. Something is in this square climbing up or looking to climb up. You see fresh set of very heavy boot footprints here. As if it were moving from the rocks toward that area.
And I will take one more step there, and that'll do it for my turn.
Okay, and you did move at half speed for your stealth movement, right? Or did you move at full speed and wreck stealth?
There's no mechanic that says if you move it. I used a bonus action, so I used the action economy.
Yes, but when you're moving in stealth, you have to move
I
Maybe I'm wrong.
dashed.
No, I'm just saying, doesn't stealth require you to move half speed to remain stealthy?
So if that was the case, I would be like here.
That's been a home rule I've been doing for my whole life. Hold on. When you're discovering your hiding, checks this stuff. If you make a noise, the invisible creature always tries.
I mean, it would make sense depending on what the ground was, but I would think that I could move fleet of.
I'm going to allow for the movement. I can't find a specific rule,
Okay.
but I'm definitely going to look into it later.
Yep.
I really thought there was a very blatant rule that if you move more than half your speed during stealth, you're no longer stealthing. You're just
Previous.
You're not being
edition,
quiet.
Perhaps.
Perhaps. Yeah, I am.
You're thinking about
victim.
traveling. I'm pretty sure if you're
There
traveling
are
long
rules,
distances.
Yeah, there are rules for moving stealthily, like over long
Over
distances.
time.
You have to reduce it or something.
All right. Well, if I can find that rule and I can determine that it has nothing to do with combat, I can discard that as well.
Okay.
However, for now, we discard it because I can't find it. Gislin, your turn is done, correct? Okay. And so this is what reveals itself as a person that you recognize shows up. Well, I guess I'll drag them there. As this person is a heavily armored woman you have traveled with. Her name is Arabeth. And she has a very particular looking sword in her hand, one you recognize. One that's slightly afire. One known as Hate. I have to go.
Yeah. Do you feel that?
As
Something's going wrong.
I think it's fine. Hey, look, there's a duck on the lake.
Oh, it's a duck.
I love a duck.
I like ducks.
And this, she, not looking around all together too carefully, she moves up toward where the orb is, looks around particularly, and yells out, "Clear!" And then I have to roll another whispered roll to see if you have a chance to see. There we go.
Wait, did they just scry the bag off of us? Okay, I'm there now.
Clearly
Yeah.
scried the bag.
They have to
Off of
sleep
you.
sometime, and I spend all day sleeping.
Gislin,
What happened to the Crimson Guard?
another set of movement footsteps can be seen. Let me see if I'm in the correct layer. I am coming from this area, climbing up here. But you lose sight of it once it's here. Much smaller set of prints, nothing metal booty, not wearing plate armor like Arabeth is. And then a voice booms out. Come out, come out. Whatever could have brought you all back?
Do I recognize
That
the
is
voice?
Maglin's voice.
Do I recognize where it's coming from?
Maglin's voice is booming as if to imply Maglin is not on the surface of the ground. So it is definitely coming from somewhere above you in that same region where I pointed out where you saw and heard movement earlier.
We know Maglin doesn't have dark vision.
you would say neither does Arabeth. You would say maybe Jardine did. he was a dwarf. So there's that. Do you want to answer it all?
Nope.
Okay, it is your turn.
I will bonus action hide. Where'd my character sheet go? 27.
Well, yeah, that's a very good number.
And so, should I move at half speed, or how are we gonna rule this?
I'm gonna look at one. Okay, so stealth movement, according to our friend, well, your friend Jeremy, is as follows. Stealth imposes no movement reduction in combat, period. The stealth rule that I was looking at is mentioned here on this sage advice, and is indeed for overland travel.
All right.
It may consider homebrewing that, as I feel that if you're walking gingerly, you have to do so without full sprinting.
I think it would depend on the ground type. All right, so
Like if you're doing little shuffles, you can only go so fast.
one is there. I will move. Let's see. Does this whatever this thing is that something I move under? Like, can I go this way?
You can go under that. Yes, absolutely. You wouldn't trust it to stay there forever, but for now, it seems stable enough.
I will go 35 feet to there.
Whoop.
Which leaves me with an action. And I will, as all this is happening, I guess I'll try to... do I see anything when I run through here? Do I see another person or something?
You do not.
Okay. I will use an action to try to actively perceive and locate any of the other, like where the voice was coming from, where the giggles are coming from.
You may do so. You may do so with disadvantage. The wind is coming and the storm is actually much, much closer. So listening is difficult in the howling peak of the mountain. What is this giggle that's happening out here?
It's
check Discord.
I don't want to, but let's see.
Perception at disadvantage, you said? I believe. Yes.
Yeah, you will have disadvantage on your perception roll, please.
All right. Perception.
Okay, so there's a lot in Discord. What is all this?
19.
We're just freaking out.
It's just the last part that's funny. Oh God.
Well, I'm not going to read all that to get all the context from what I see. You're bad people.
We did do that. That was the thing we did, though.
Indeed.
I just wasn't sure if I made it up or if it was real.
I don't have written down where that is, though, so I assume it's stored right alongside the...
Yeah.
Right alongside the other one. 19 was the result of my disadvantage check.
Okay.
Here. I was trying to figure out where we put the gem.
Very good. Okay, so you're relatively sure the voice came from this region? Oh, can you see this?
Yeah.
But you're not sure where and how high.
I get the sense off the ground, though. Okay, that's my turn.
You do get the sense that he is utilizing spells to not be so easily found. Wait, what? Gislin, anything else? Nothing? Okay. I have to change layers for those that are still, etc. Okay, I'm going to roll this again. And I guess they're technically invisible. Same. What's your passive perception?
Still 20.
Still 20. You are behind that wall. Ugh, there's no line of sight. Okay, you definitely heard movement to your south, but whether it was moving east-west or north-south, it's hard to say. Nothing comes too close to you.
And there's no light sources at all here, right?
No light sources at all that you can see.
And is it dark enough so that
it is just past twilight, so there are dim versions of things, but
okay. So I guess knowing that Maglin is human, is he? If I know he's over here, do I think he? Because remember the weird interaction that if you don't have dark vision, you can still. I'm not invisible to creatures who don't have dark vision. I'm only invisible if you rely on dark vision.
If you're all right, so let's do this. If you are close to any kind of cover at all, you are in darkness because the sun is sideways. So if you're next to walls, or if there would be walls to the edge of the map, you will be invisible in darkness. Not invisible because darkness makes you invisible, but rather humans can't see you in darkness. So there's that. But if you're out and around or like in a large open area, they will see your dim form.
Okay.
Okay.
Just
lastly,
to potentially speed this up, my intention is to hide and just wait them out. And if they go somewhere, to follow them, or just wait until they're not invisible and like go off DEFCON, whatever. So.
Okay, so the conversation that Maglin is trying to goad you into will continue slightly. He says, you didn't actually come alone, did you? Oh no, I hope your friends are okay. Well then, you have a lot to worry about, and don't worry, I shan't be staying still where I'm at, so you can try to do what you like to do. It's different when you face a prepared opponent, isn't it? Thank you, by the way, for all of this extra donations. This will go nicely as recompense for your stealing and thieving ways.
Gislin just thinks, I've waited entire days to kill an animal. I'm just like, game on! Right. I know your spells expire, but I don't.
Right. And what appears to be some movement to the south of you, although you never catch sight of anybody there. And what appears to be the heavily armored person, every time you take a peek, seems to be guarding the magical orb. And then lastly, after what appears to be some monologuing that you don't respond to, things start going quiet again. And slowly, the only thing that remains obvious is Arabeth stands there still, brandishing a flaming sword.
All right. I will just wait.
Okay.
Knowing that they can't possibly stay invisible forever. Maybe.
TOA.
And I said I was gonna be gone for like 15 minutes, and I'm just fucking gone.
Jesse, TOA.
Well,
it's been over half an hour. Your friend hasn't come back, but it's Gislin, so there's always that bit of, well.
Gotta got a brain tingling, but
Oh no, my meta senses are going off.
I'll leave it up to you. Do you think we should wait a few more minutes?
That's dozens
And by
of
a few, I
rounds,
mean
guys.
like
The dwarf
20.
like stands up. Can you see in the dark? Are you gonna walk back blind?
I
can
got
see in the dark.
torches.
But I wouldn't leave you again. I just don't want. If she doesn't come back, there's something wrong, or she's decided to take matters into her own hands.
I think she did take matters into your own hands and then just left.
Or
with
she's
those
dead.
matters in her pocket.
Or captured.
She didn't steal from us because she don't want
Crippled on
anything
the
in that
mountaintop.
bag, and the bag is partly hers. That don't make sense.
Look, I know this woman, and she.
Let me tell you about dwarven politics. Something that's partly yours isn't all the way yours.
So Gizlin is no dwarf. She also has a very unusual sense of what is valuable
Everything,
in the
yes.
world, and put it
Yeah,
simply,
elves
she's
value
not one.
trees. Yeah, I know.
She's not one to forsake people in need and run off with riches. I don't even think she's batted an eye at getting.
Well, she has you guys snowed, doesn't she?
Speaking of believing that, I'm getting a little worried. Jesse, you know her better than I do.
Well, usually when she says something,
Wait a
it's
minute.
usually true.
Wait just a minute. Was my pay in that bag?
You're fine. I've got
We should go back.
Yeah, your pay is in that bag. Why do you think that she left in such a hurry?
Because she doesn't like you people either.
Well, that's mostly true most of the time, but she still loves us. So yeah, so now or 15 minutes
Do
from
you
now.
think she's in cahoots with Gryffindor or whatever that guy was?
Yes, we're all friends.
I mean, if I were headed back that way and I don't know the area, I'd need a different way down. Conveniently, there was a
You're so
flying
suspicious.
murder.
And I'm
You
saying that
really
I just searched your bag and you're suspicious.
I'm suspicious of anyone who accuses me of stealing them. Once they do, thinks that their friends are saints, even though they abandoned you here on the trail.
Well, you got to understand that, like, Cadaverous is an old guy, right? So he gets pretty grumpy. So he doesn't really like to travel with us anyway.
You let
So
the
if
young
he's got-
girl go with the old guy on the Griffin?
You can't leave him alone. He's an old guy.
I agree. You can't leave them alone. Go
Could
get
break
them.
his hip.
So you like ducks, right?
Well, here, Tio, here's you can do that secret head message thing, right?
Yes, I can.
Why don't you tell Cadaverous and Aurelia that Ghislaine went off by herself and isn't back yet?
Why don't I message Gizlin and see what's up with that, and then I'll tell them.
You know, however many spell slots you think you want to use, that's fine.
Hey, let me look.
I'll leave that up to you because I don't do that sort of thing. I just talk to animals and stuff.
Jesse, it's getting tight.
Well, maybe then we should just go in the direction we know she was going towards, and you tell them, since they're way down there, or wherever they are, flying above the clouds or something, what's happening. And then we can figure it out from there.
We're going
All right.
1/8 of the mountain in the wrong direction. Come on.
Look, we'll pay you extra for it. I'm sorry.
No promises.
With the
You
money that we
just
don't
stop being
have.
suspicious.
We'll find it some way. We always do.
We actually are really good at finding money, so that's probably not a lot.
Okay. You ready? We're going back.
No spell casting then?
I don't have the resources to do it right now. I'll go up there and
Okay. You guys start going back. The dwarf will grumble along, but stay behind everybody well within eyesight, and is holding that same lantern.
I am aware that there's something invisible on the mountain. So when Tio
Wait,
gets
what?
closer to
Oh.
Yeah, there's you didn't hear that, but there's invisible things on the mountain.
yes,
Yeah.
and we are trying to keep it as clandestine as possible.
They
to not
sound
cause public
abominable.
panic. They are.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So is Ghislaine.
my bear that I don't remember what I named, Freddy or something. He
We're
said that they're undead.
Your friend is an undead?
No, my friend is a bear, and he told me that there's undead up there on the mountain.
Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and he takes another flask out. I'm just going to go ahead and
We need to be as quiet as possible.
play the quiet
going up
game
the
now.
mountain. If Gizlin is up there, I'll...
Did you do the head message?
I didn't because Jesse,
You can't
I don't
do it
have
at
the
all?
spells for it. I can do it, but it's a last case scenario kind of thing.
Okay. That's fine.
I'm sure we'll run into her on the way up.
You start your journey back. It will take you X amount of time to get back. You may eventually bring your characters to the edge of the map at the bridge.
We are being as quiet, or Tio is trying to make the party as quiet as possible.
I can't just Jesse.
He's doing his best.
Jesse quiet.
He's doing his
Jesse's
best.
like with those drums. Oh, I'm coming. Boom, boom, boom.
I mean, Tio said be quiet. I'm trying my best, but...
Yes, you're doing great. Just stop talking.
Okay.
Can I see anything from here?
You may roll perception. And Jesse, you can do the same if you want to.
Just to emphasize, Tio is trying to stay as far away while seeing as possible. Like he's trying to be as like peeking, like around corners or something like from a distance. He's not trying to look like extremely close because he knows there's something up there that she saw. That kind of thing. Before
we deal with anything else, the dwarf will stop at that same camp about 20 minutes down the mountain. Is that okay?
It's fine.
Okay. Now, Tio, as you peer into the darkness and you realize your darkness has a radius of about 60 feet, you look around 60 foot of the map and everything seems extra cold. It's dark out again. And it's windy. You don't hear anything on the wind. Jesse, you can barely see anything. The hand in front of your face is hard to make out. It is pitch black down up on top of the mountain.
I'm concentrating on being quiet.
By saying that, excellent.
Yeah.
I'm concentrating on being quiet.
Try a little harder.
And I'd like to know if you'd like to do anything. Gives them we're technically out of rounds. At this very moment, it's like been about 30 minutes after you have arrived. Things have gone quiet for a little while now. The girl with the girl with the flaming sword is there, still in the same place. The flaming sword seems a little more active than when you remember it, but it's unmistakably hate.
Gizlin?
I can't see me.
Can I check for Gizlin's tracks in the snow?
You can. Please roll survival.
This is one of Tio's 2 highest skills, or 3 highest skills.
32 in stealth.
You look down at the stone part you're standing at. Somebody was very careful not to step in the snow and leave tracks as they moved through here. So the tracks that you detect are 0 because you don't detect the tracks that were very nicely and deliberately not left.
Okay. All right. I'm going to... Oh, leave me. Okay, say. What?
Say, don't break me.
I'm not going to leave you. He's holding your hand. I'm going to message Gizlin now. Okay.
The roar of that river can be heard. The howl of the wind can be heard. Your whispers can't really be heard at the bridge. You're like,
good.
And Tio will send a message to Gizlin through sending.
Please link sending. Please account for the use of the level of spell.
Hurts. It hurts. Fifth level spell slot? Actually, a fourth level spell slot. We're okay. Okay.
Okay. And you had to expend a higher level spell slot because you were out of third?
I am out of third.
Understood. And you said fifth? That was the first thing you said?
It was a fourth level spell. It's my last fourth level spell.
I see. All right. And the sending, could you give me your 25 words, please? And by give it to me, I mean give it to Casey. But out loud. Not like
Gislin?
secretly.
Actually, I don't say Gislin.
That's all I'll say. Gislin? Actually, I don't say Gislin.
No. I'm worried. Where did you go? What happened? Do you need help? Send.
all the people that are standing there just like trying to listen like somebody's cell phone has
You've
gone
got mail. What the hell?
There's a little like notification thing above my head.
Little like sim icon.
Text message notification. My phone loves to do. Speaking of which, it hasn't done that. Where is my phone? Was it still in my car? That's probably why.
I will respond. So do I respond out loud to this, or is this like a telepathic thing? Short message.
You can answer in a like manner, so it's only heard by you and only heard by me.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to say anything out loud to reply.
Correct. It won't break your stealth. Although you could be like, I don't know. Depends on your self-control.
All right. What do I need to relay? Bag is by orb. 3 invisible hostiles come and make noise.
Okay. Jesse, she said to make noise. With no warning. So, now?
So I can.
I mean, I don't know where you are, too, because you didn't say that in your message, so.
True. We're gonna assume. Get a light a torch.
Really, wait, don't do that. Don't know. That's the worst thing you could do. Don't do that. Okay.
The worst thing you could do is see at this point. Near this river that fall to your death. That's.
I can make noise, but I cannot see.
Just wait. I need to tell Cadavers and Aurelia, but okay. This is important. I'll tell them. To Cadavers and Aurelia. I'm going to pick Cadavers because Cadavers is the Griffin owner. Okay. We are on mountaintop. Gislin in trouble. People are here. Hostile. Please come. Help. Be quiet. You can respond.
Did you specify where?
It's at mountaintop, so Tio's
Okay,
just assuming
alright.
that you know that would be where we were.
Okay.
He is assuming, just like
You
I
said
am.
it's a Cadavers, right? Not
Yeah,
or
Cadavers.
earlier. Back on the Griffin.
Is that your message back?
I haven't responded yet. My message back
Why?
is.
We
End
should
of
spend the
message.
night here by the orb because it's really powerful and we don't want something else to use it. And there's invisible creatures.
Oh, we should stay by the orb and go and lie down and go to sleep.
Whoa.
where we
Bickering
can
is
get
not part of this.
ambushed.
No.
We should go nappy
Tio's like-
buys right here next to the orb,
Receiving
and then we
this
should let everybody
psychic
sneak up when
three-way
you're asleep.
message.
Raise your
Yeah,
hand if you weren't smart enough to take a short rest while you were by the lake.
Raise your hand if you're part of the group that lost the bag.
You are part of the group that lost the bag of our collective stuff, yes.
We were not part of the group until we left.
Alright, shoot the griffin out of the air. Got it.
Okay, so Cadavers, I assume you're
Getting on Argus,
Yep.
picking up Dora. In
Me
real life,
personally.
leaving Aurelia at the lake. And then reascend.
And I like to think that you don't explain anything to Aurelia. You just have the griffin scoop her up, and as you're flying away, it's just like, where are we going?
Getting some serious arc vibes from this new part of the
And you find that ascending is a bit slower. And in the looming darkness, very, very dark where you're at now, you find you're going to have to trust the griffin to see because you are human.
It's gonna be fun.
Jesse, you're huddled there with Tio.
I'm waiting
Tio
for
just
Tio.
got
Yeah.
Tio got the response that Tio maybe expected but didn't want. It was and let's take a break here because things are about to get very interesting.
Fighting enemies in a snowstorm. We
with
are
no
about
spell
to do.
slots.
You don't need spell slots.
This one is gonna take Magma out. She's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4
To dinner. What? Yeah, plot twist.
For a nice fish seafood dinner and never call him again.
Burn. Okay, so let's take our 5 minutes when Casey's available to do that. Appreciate everybody watching, but things are about to hit the fan, as you will. Please stay tuned.
You have returned. With and without snacks that have artificial lemonade in them.
Artificial lemonade.
Yeah. Cool.
I don't think lemonade actually occurs naturally in nature. I think all lemonade is technically artificial.
What if there was a lemon tree next to like a small like brook or something, where lemons would fall down into the water?
Oh,
Making lemonade.
Okay, well you're still missing a key ingredient of lemonade.
Near a sugarcane grove.
I also enjoy making lemonade by taking water and then just putting whole lemons in it.
I mean, that's basically how you make lemonade.
There are no further steps.
There's a bear.
That's how you make hard lemonade.
Hard to drink.
So,
Is that?
the party has returned to the mountaintop.
At what cost?
At the cost of reuniting with the rest of the party, having split for no good reason. Excepting for the
saw
ease
ducks.
of... You did see ducks. Lots of ducks. And other birds and such flying above the water. Some of those ones that like to dump into the water and try to get a fish. Those were there, etc. It was really nice. But it was very dark, and it got dark quickly, and Cadavers couldn't see. And then finally, Cadavers got the message and just felt his way over to his griffin. Said some words like, just grab her and let's go. And the griffin did. But before they arrived, because it's a bit of a time to get all the way to the peak, Jesse, Tiawe, the message has been sent. The response has been given. It was the most cadaver response I've ever heard. And again, that quiet howl, the howl of the wind and the roar of the water makes it hard to hear anything beyond that. You're not even sure where they're going to. Hopefully they'll arrive here. What are you doing? Staying huddled in the dark?
I would like to say to Tio, I think you should stay here, and I'll go make the noises. I'm good at making noises.
You are,
And
but
I'm less vulnerable to death.
You're all vulnerable to death now because your bag with the diamonds is missing.
I have a couple diamonds in my belt.
I just stubbed my belt with them. What? I like the
No,
dazzle.
I said they're in a pouch. I said he keeps them on him.
Because otherwise you'd have to, in combat, spend an action to get them from the bag to cast a spell.
Fair enough.
I only had 2 though.
Well, I hope 2 of us don't die. Or
Me
3
too.
of us. 3 of us. That's fine.
I've only got 1 5th level spell
Yeah, I was
slot.
gonna say, you only have 1.
There can only be one. So
Sorry.
you wait here.
Kofi's stretching in the wings right now.
Oh shoot! I just thought of a problem because you said that I couldn't light a torch. I cannot go out and make the noise alone unless you also let me light a torch.
I can give you a light that you can hide that's not going to burn you. Just let me know when you're ready.
Torches don't burn you if you don't touch the fire part.
This is true, but you don't have to. I could light up your axe if you
Just
want
so
me to.
Just so we're clear, there is no situation in which lighting up the axe and then trying to hide the light doesn't result in somebody immediately finding this person.
Yeah, you should
Like
just
something
let me.
other than the axe.
Look, this is what you should do. You should guide me across the bridge, right?
It's a rail.
Just guide me across the bridge, and then I'll wait like a couple minutes for you to go over there and hide, and then I'll light my torch. And that way, I'm the only person that's visible, and I'll go make my noises. I'll just pretend like I just wanted to smash all the crystals, because I don't want any more dragons to be born, because we've already killed a lot of dragons, actually. We killed a lot of dragons.
So then they'll be like, oh, it's just Jessie on her own. There's no way that any of the others are here. She just came back to smash the eggs on her own.
Gislin was here alone.
Could you
That makes
leave
total sense.
the condescending narration for the DM? I only have one thing.
Beth, you're on a griffin.
Be happy you're flying.
Okay, Jesse.
Sure.
You know I'm bad.
We could just fly over to a new campaign.
We're gonna fly between the multiverses.
We have one thing that works for us. The Crimson Guard is going to woefully underestimate just how disorganized and chaotic we can be when we approach combat.
Jesse,
We're in three distinct groups that are not communicating.
They aren't communicating and have no idea what's going on. They will never see it coming. You can't plan for that shit.
It's like, you want to plan for us? We can't even plan.
Are you panicking, Tio?
I am. You know me. I'm panicking.
It'll be all right because you've sent your messages. Everybody knows, except for, you know, the hostiles.
Jesse,
What's going on?
Throw me a perception roll right away. I like to say that. It makes it like...
Nailed it.
Consistently 3. I'm planning here.
Okay. Please continue.
It'll be all right.
Okay. Wait, we should do it quickly. Now, before I think about it any harder.
Okay. You're gonna guide me, and then you're gonna go back, and I'm gonna light my torch, and you're just gonna stay here, and you're gonna be quiet, and I'm gonna make the noise. Got it?
What do I do after that?
You hide.
Okay.
You wait for the others.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right.
And I'll hold your hand, and I'll walk you across really quickly.
I'm a professional.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go now. Okay, Jesse. Bye.
Okay, bye. And 5, 4, 3,
I'm hiding.
2, 1. I'll light my torch.
You may roll a stealth check.
He just standing there because he can't bear to not look.
Jesse, you've lit a torch.
I called it.
I've lit a torch.
You've definitely lit a torch, Jesse.
All right. So now I'm not being quiet no more.
The torch isn't just like lit. It's dealing with a good amount of wind. So it's that torch that's just kind of one-sided almost. Yeah, you can definitely see out 20 feet in bright light. A lot of the ground itself has those wisps of snow and frost just kicking up everywhere off each snowbank. And as you look upward, it's the same. Those clouds are much, much closer. You don't know how long until the storm hits.
All right. I will just start talking to myself very loudly. All right, now, where did we put that big old guy? I'm going to call him Harry. I don't know why, but I'm just going to do it. Oh, Harry!
Actually,
I'm just making a lot of noise.
Let me zoom out. Don't move. Let's do this, shall we?
Oh, such a big map.
Okay, you may continue. There's no line of sight to the other person with a bit of flame on the map.
I gotta get that big old giant axe. Yes, I do. Oh, there he is. Why don't I just smash on his dead body until I'm making too much noise?
This is so meta.
Clank, clank, clank.
And you continue to make noise. Gislin, you may give me a perception roll, please.
Perception. Keeping it going. Only an 11.
Okay.
It's as low as I can roll.
You've banged on the body a bit, hitting the helmet and whatnot. There's already a small layer of frost covering the dead corpse of the frost giant. Very small, but noticeable. It's very stiff and funky. And you certainly get your fill of beating on this dead body, as you're a big fan of chopping things.
Yep, that gets boring though, so I'm gonna go over here to this metal thing I know is there. I'm just doing this until you interrupt me, by the way.
That's no problem at all.
I'll jump up on this.
Okay, climbing up onto that is a 20-footer. So for you, you can jump that.
I got boots. and I'll just clang
Remember
on
that the bell.
The bell is
and-
gone, but
and-
that
yeah,
bar
it's
is
all-
there.
The bar's still kind of there. It's like 10 foot down in the middle, though.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll play with it.
Okay. And so, from your vantage point, you're able to see this individual.
Ooh.
What appears to be holding a torch, or wait, it's a flaming sword. The flaming sword is giving off torch-like light.
Hey! You there!
Oh, she's definitely looking at you.
What are you doing?
I would like Jesse, Gislin, and TOA to roll initiatives.
Oh, this is unsurprising.
This is what we wanted, though.
They're not even on the mountain yet.
It's like Aurelia just like shouting up through the wind, like, I sure hope nothing bad is happening.
Look, joking. We're stealth flying.
Sorry.
Oh god, we can't see anything!
Theo, you forgot to click your token.
I did. I rolled a 6 though.
Yeah, stop doing that.
I'm sorry.
I will now add you to the group. Wait. Add to turn. Tio, fix up your initiative, please. And this roll needs to be whispered. I'm not giddy. Excellent. Okay, Jesse and Gislin. Oh, which one of you would like to be first in initiative order, just in case things get, like, even in a meta question, which would you prefer to go first?
Oh,
Jesse-
As
I'll let
initiative
Jesse-
mechanics aren't considered
Yeah.
by the player.
Jesse can go first because Gislin's just sitting there like waiting for something to happen, right?
Okay.
So I would be reacting to what Jesse was doing.
Yeah,
It's
and Gislin,
my
could you draw a
take on it.
line to Jesse? I may have to impose a, so that does go through the wall. Okay, so this is a surprise round for you, Gislin, because you didn't expect
Jesse.
Jesse just
Yeah,
yet
that's fine.
at that very moment. But
fuck
Jesse,
this
you've been told to go first. You are first, Jesse. The excuse me. The woman with the sword kind of holds. This is a woman you know. You've traveled with
Oh.
Arabeth before. Arabeth was part of what Magdalene brought to the
she's
the
that quiet one,
portal.
though.
She was the very quiet, very stern one that that all you saw was Aurelia flit around for a bit and try to like get this one to talk. The last thing you remember is as you guys left. Oh no, that was just. It might have been just Aurelia. Okay, so Aurelia didn't have too much in the way of conversations, but she definitely talked at Arabeth a lot, and Arabeth didn't go all nutsy on her. But now, this is a much different situation. She's holding a sword that is on fire. It's very reminiscent of the flaming sword that somebody once had in the party.
Yeah, we remember that. Which one of you had it? It was Tio? Oh, really? It was both of you?
Terralia?
I think that was the one I attuned to.
Okay.
Hate
Oh,
was the one I attuned to.
the one we
attuned
made you
to
stop.
The short sword. Hate is the scimitar.
Oh, okay, I lied. That's not the one I attuned to.
Oh, yeah, it was Tio because it was weird. Okay. So
Yeah.
I've already shut it out. Hey, oh, I know you. How'd you get up here?
You're going to pay for your crimes.
Crimes? Since when is killing a dragon and a frost giant a crime?
She doesn't say anything else. She's wearing plate mail. It's hard to get a read on her facial expression. You're also like 200 plus feet away. So
Yeah,
you're
I
like
like
yelling over a football field. What?
All right. Pay for crimes? Sure. Though, I'm going to tell you,
Jesse's like, so good.
I don't have no, well, I got some money, but you're not getting that money. Also, I don't know how many moves I've moved, and I forgot we're in initiative.
That's very, very important that we
It is.
adhere to the
5,
mechanics of the
10,
game
15,
so
20,
that we can
25,
use the
30,
mechanics of the
35.
game to deal with things like combat and conflict, using
Yes.
rules to kind of guide us.
I will. Well, that was my regular movement, and I will dash. Hold on, I gotta zoom in more because I can't see the.
Zooming in more is helpful.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. That is my new placement.
Right.
And this whole time, I'm just rambling on about not paying for crimes because I don't think that you deserve my money, and my other money is missing because we lost our bag. And now all of a sudden you're here. And that's kind of weird. Hold on a second. Are you the one thieving? And you got my bag. That's not really my bag. It's our bag. That's my turn.
Gislin, you didn't hear them first. You didn't see Jesse first. But all of a sudden, shouts on the wind. Definitely 2 directions. You know the ramble. That's definitely Jesse. Jesse's coming. The light source you don't have direct line of sight on. However, you do see a small ambient glow above each wall on both sides of you, both toward Jesse and toward Arabeth. And but this is still technically your surprise round. So you are now readying your bow, checking your arrows, ready for combat in just a few seconds. It doesn't take long for you to react. It's actually rather remarkable if that were actually true in real life. 6 seconds later, I'm completely ready for fighting. But that being said, that's the mechanic. We're going to go with it. And you are heroes. You are almost ready.
We
After
could be
that.
heroes.
Oh, wait, did I not?
For one day, but we're going to kill the good guys instead.
Right. Also, all right, so after Jesse's turn, whoop, whoop, but before TOA's turn, Tio, out of the darkness.
Mhm.
Stepping to you magically, actually just appearing out of the shadows, is a woman cloaked in black. This woman is holding out a sword. You know this sword to be Tendril. Looking at this woman, you would say, you recognize her as Celia.
Oh, Cecilia, you're breaking my heart. Shaking
You
my
are
confidence,
shaking our
Taylor.
confidence, baby.
Celia's attack is definitive as she lifts it up and says, "Die, murderer."
Now we're murderers?
We're gonna be.
Murder.
Maybe she takes future notes too.
Here's the attack roll.
It's a lot of
Holy
D6s.
moly.
Does a 22 hit you?
Definitely hits.
You take 6 piercing, 8 necrotic. I need a saving throw.
Okay. Let me account for the damage first.
It is a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. Okay.
13 fails. You take 9 points of poison damage.
Okay.
You also have the poisoned condition.
Okay.
The poison condition lasts 1 hour. Holy cow. Poison's no joke, I guess.
Most things are.
And with that, Celia disappears again from your view, magically, grasping an amulet on her neck. She whiffs away and kind of melds with the shadows again. And if I could put her on the GM deck, there we go. And the rage in her voice was hateful. I mean, it was like, you are a murderer, you need to die. Rageful, like lost at rage. TOA, you are next in the initiative.
Where did she stab him?
Tio, she came right up to you and stabbed you on facing you, right in your midsection. She did so that you would see it's her. You get the feeling she's a sneaky type.
Okay.
She was the same one that was at one time trying to organize food for orphans. Just remember.
We have to do that work. Oh,
It's
she must die.
It's a. She made me work. I remember.
True evil.
So it's a stark contrast. TOA, it is your turn.
Okay. I am going to run as fast as I can across the bridge. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay. You are now within direct line of sight of her again. 1 second. I have to go to the layers. Simon says, there we go. Nope, it's not working. I think it worked. You should see her on the map.
I do see her.
Excellent. She is out looking from the corner. It's likely where she watched you and Jesse for a while now. It's like she was posted up on watching the bridge.
Can I see her? You said direct line of sight. I can see
She has direct line of sight. She didn't take a she used her action and she used a bonus action to shadow step away. So what you're seeing is someone who did not have the opportunity to use a stealth roll.
Okay. I am going to cast.
Uh-oh, you're getting all robotic on us.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's cleared up.
Okay. I'm going to
Don't know.
cast a bane a bane on her from here.
Bane requires what?
A DC 17 charisma save.
Get her, Tio. Use your horns. Full
She
trophy.
doesn't have any charisma on her roll, so she has been baned.
Okay. And that's it. That's all I've got. Oh shoot. My bad. I'm sorry. I used my full dash action, so I don't have.
You don't have a
I
standard
don't have
action?
an action. Sorry about that. Yeah. That's
She
my
is
fault.
no longer baned.
And I'm done. That's my turn.
Good meta, though, to find out her charisma modifier.
Sorry.
It's true.
I'm sorry. You know that I'm not that smart.
Because that's definitely the deciding statistic in this fight. We're like, what is the rogue's charisma modifier? That's going to really make or break things.
Stepping down 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Taking a double move action or a dash action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And she has a grim look on her face. You could even see it through the helmet. She's got those very focused eyes. Both your lights are now very bright in the area. There's no darkness or even dim light near you. Save what's, of course, affected by walls near you. Lastly, somebody else is having a surprise round as well. As the person observing you on the bridge didn't get surprised, and the person with the other side of the torch having a conversation across the lake wasn't surprised, but somebody else is. Gibson, we're at the top of the round. You are now prepared for combat. The light is clearly to the south of you. in both directions. And that's the only thing you're aware of.
All right. I will. Just checking action economy things here. So the light coming is equivalent to a torch from this one?
Correct.
Okay.
Equivalent to a torch. Also, at the bottom of this first round, I meant to do this, but since I've already clicked it, I'm going to do it right now. Beth, could you roll me a d10 to see how many rounds away our griffin flying friends are?
Yes. That's not bad.
That's
Very, very close. Fortuitous. Please keep that in mind.
All right.
2 rounds. 2 rounds.
I will move 35 feet to there.
You have moved 35 feet to there.
Do
There's
I
no impediment.
see anyone else? Anything?
You do not see anyone else.
And I don't have line of sight there yet.
This is technically your first round, and oh man,
It's
surprise round doesn't mess up the Gloomstalker stuff, does it?
I don't know. Because a surprise round isn't actually a thing in Dungeons & Dragons, so the rules aren't written around it.
Not a surprise round. I'm sorry, your surprise initiative. Does that affect, or is this considered your first?
The start of your first turn of each combat. So I guess this is it technically my first turn in combat?
This is your first turn with action in your combat.
Because I mean,
I'm not going to be so stingy as to say.
Because there is no such thing as a surprise round in rules.
There's no surprise round. There's a surprise condition. You were surprised.
Even if there was a surprise round / surprise condition, if you don't actually get to take a turn in any way, then are you having a turn technically?
Well, that's the argument. I would like to look that up later, but instead I'm just going to make a quick call and we'll move forward if we find out.
I'll Google what you guys.
So
Casey, take this as if this were your first round.
Because that 10 feet will be.
Yeah.
10 to there, which puts me in line of sight.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that, right?
Even absolutely.
All right. And I am invisible, I presume.
You are also in darkness normally, so if you didn't have a feature, you are still in darkness.
Super invisible. All right. I am going to. I haven't used my bonus action yet. I guess we just do this. You ready to do this, Jesse?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You're no longer hidden, having asked Jesse across the.
Oh no.
Jesse, you ready? Oh, yeah.
All right. I will.
I can imagine.
Bonus
that
action
too.
hunters.
That's easy to see.
Bonus action hunters mark this.
Bonus action hunters mark. Check.
All right.
Let's see what today's hunters mark looks like. Let's go with.
I always do this.
Swirly girly.
The
Gumdrops.
bleeding eye, because you're looking.
I see.
I don't even have. I didn't see a gumdrops option. I'm sorry.
I
But
said
also
swirly twirly, except for I said girly.
All right. So here's the first attack. Made at advantage. So this will be.
Indeed.
A little sharpshooter longbow this. Here we go. Give me something to work with. 16 is not very good.
16 ricochets off her plate mail armor.
All right. Second attack. Still at advantage. I'll just do regular longbow. 25.
25 breaches the armor class.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Hunter's mark. And since I have advantage, I can sneak attack on this as well. Might as well get that out of the way. That's pretty solid.
What's the first damage? 16?
16 plus 10. Magical.
Oh, sneak attack, right.
Yeah. So 26.
Got it.
Alright, and then third attack. Still at advantage. Here it comes. 27, I'm guessing hits.
27 does indeed.
13. Whew. I'm liking this. There we go. And one more for good measure. Alright, so another 1924.
Oof. Well, that's a lot of damage.
That's why they call me Dread Ambusher.
I bring the dread.
I bring the ambush. Alright,
This
so
one is use your move, your
everything,
bonus,
yeah.
and your...
I'm,
All right.
I'm good.
Jesse, also at the top of the round.
I see arrows. I see your focus, and I'll match it with a rage. That's what I say out loud. Let me click things. Clickety things. Clickety one more thing. And... Oof. Oh, yeah, I'm good. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay.
And I will recklessly attack Erebeth.
You may do so.
Ugh!
14.
Second.
Froze.
That is disgusting, and I'm mad. 27, that's better.
27 is beyond her ability to stop.
12 plus 3.
15 has been accounted for.
That's my turn.
As much damage as that seems, it looks like all of the arrows, including your slash with the axe, have been on the outer and not away from her center mass. But she has a good deal of hit points, being a tanky type.
Mm-hmm.
TOA.
Okay.
She moved.
Now I'm going to cast.
TOA. She moves towards you, I should say, on
Their
her turn.
first.
I see. Okay.
Just like you went directly after her last time, you'll be going directly after her this time. As she just rushes the bridge and realizes that you are not the most melee combat oriented, she will do her best to end you quickly. And here is another tendril attack. Ooh, a 24.
Definitely hits.
Okay. You're definitely going to take 11 piercing damage, 9 a necrotic type damage, and I need a saving throw to see if you take full or half poison damage, but you cannot gain the poison condition again.
Okay. Hang on just one second. I think I have disadvantage on this. No, I'm good on this one.
Yeah, it would be odd if you had disadvantage against poison. I'm really, I did some drugs and I'm really susceptible. What? So what you do is you take only 5 points of poison damage from this attack.
Give me just 1 second. I did my math wrong. 5.
You took 25 total this round?
Mm-hmm.
If that
I
helps.
took 11 and then... Okay.
11, then 9, then 5.
Okay.
Still standing?
I am.
Excellent. She takes a bonus action to disengage and steps back 1.
Okay.
And yells at you again. Arena's head is on your shoulders. And she's done. TOA.
Okay. Bleeding profusely. I'm going to cast.
That's a free action. That's a free action. You don't have to use an action to do that. It's free.
Frick. I'm going to cast Toll the Dead on her.
Excellent. please link your toll of the dead.
Did that? Oh. I'm going to say, "What do you mean?" as loud as I can.
It works. It is her first damage. I assume these are D8s. They are. Good roll, by the way. So
They're-
16 points of damage hits her.
Okay. Is it action? And then I'm going to. I can do this, correct? Cast spiritual weapon as a bonus action. Just I'm not forgetting anything, right? That's valid, right? Okay. Right behind her.
Okay. 11 is to attack, or 11 is the damage?
11 is the damage. That's weird that rolled like that. Okay. Why did that do that?
Well, on your sheet there should be an area called spell attack, so just use that. 18. Her studded leather armor isn't quite that good.
Okay. That actually changed to cadaverous to say that. Okay.
That's the first time she's ever used that feature in any
It really
Sure.
is.
I wanted to distance myself from the hate that's coming.
Okay. 10 force damage and 16 necrotic damage from Tio to Cecilia, and he's shouting, "What do you mean?"
I'm sorry, 10 what now? Who, where?
10 force or 11 force damage actually, because if you're taking that first roll.
I will take the first roll for the 11 force damage.
Okay.
I heard
and then
necrotic damage.
16 from the
Oh,
total
I'd
deck,
already,
so
I'd
total...
already accounted for that.
Okay.
So I'll take the 11 as well now.
And I know that she's going to outpace me, but I'm going to go as far back as I can. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You see her like grin as she's in the process of free item interaction, drawing a hand crossbow.
Okay. And he's shouting as loud as he can. So hoping that either Jesse or Gislin can hear him somehow.
That is a fair roll. We're in combat, so even though it's not your turn, Gislin, Jesse, give me a roll. Let's not play. Let's see if you can hear the other thing going on.
Perception.
Give me a perception roll.
Come on, big money perception. 21.
21.
That was not with advantage.
Gislin, you can definitely hear yells in the distance. The words themselves escape you. You believe they have the same tone as Tio, but that could be the wind playing tricks. You definitely hear something in the distance back toward the beginning, which means something must be occurring because Tio doesn't just yell. She panics quietly normally. Okay. Also on the initiative 6, our friend Arabeth, who is struck a few times, but knows what the threats are. So, Arabeth will provoke.
Oh, I'm doing it. Damn it.
12 will not do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bringing Gislin into range.
Range of what?
Of the light.
Oh.
Let's see.
They're fighting strategically. This isn't fair. We can't do that.
Whew.
Arabeth got a lot of hit points back just now. Thank you, fighter type. Arabeth will take her second action to close the distance and try to pin you in. but does not have an attack action left.
Is that the end of her turn?
That is now the end of her turn.
All right, I will use my reaction to use my skirmisher feat, or not feat, but ability. When the ends within 5 feet, I can move up to half my speed without provoking opportunity attacks.
Beth was unaware of that, and then just goes. "Ah!"
Yeah, so I half my speed is 15 feet because my speed is 13, right? So, or my speed is 35. So
35 rounds down to 30, which of course is.
Can I like move down here, or is this a?
You can jump down there. It's only about 10 foot down.
Okay, so I can just hop down there. Do I want to do that?
If you're willingly moving there, you're not falling 10 feet. That's fine.
Yeah.
If it's above that, we'll have rolls for climbing and such.
I will go 5, 10, and then 15 to here. Boink.
Okay. At the end of round, Gizlin, you're the only one that will see this. Do.
But will Casey see it?
Maglin flying in the air. Maglin has some strange features to him today, as something appears to be on his back, something bipedal and small.
A duck? What? No.
A duck!
It's it. That's. It's the evil mastermind of the
It's
entire
Duck
campaign. Whack!
A duck! Amazing.
It's a witch.
Duck witch!
I like that your mind went to duck first with the word bipedal. It's technically not. It's not incorrect.
It's not.
It's just a straight line between bipedal and duck. Oh god. I love you so much.
Fucking unreal. Well,
We lost Holly.
we have lost Holly. Anyway, for the first time, Gizlin is within the light range. Maglin, about 50 foot in the air, is flying, standing. Shimmering around him is a gold, some sort of glowing orb of energy swirling about. It is unlike something you've seen before. But from that, he and the creature behind him is very much mostly hidden. There's just like hands on his shoulders and what appears to be a tail whipping out from side to side. And it's a kobold. And it could be. It could be. And with that, Maglin casts the magic missile there. And Maglin's going to upcast this because Gizlin is devastating. And so this is going to be 3, 4, 5. We're going to make this a 3rd level spell. Here's the link of the spell. And we're going to roll this for 5 missiles, all striking Gizlin. It is the minimal. And so you only take 10 damage. And he looks at his rod. He's got this whole majestic, I'm almost a king rod as his spell focus because of his ego. And he looks down at it like,
What did I say about?
Does that count as 1 hit, or does that count as
that's
5
all
hits?
of the hits.
No, but so I need to make a concentration check. So.
Oh shit! Well, that's a quick sage advice, I think.
It's 5 hits.
I think it's 5 separate hits.
Yeah, I think magic missile is one of the only things.
Concentration. Could you imagine that as death saving throws if it's 5 separate hits?
Yeah.
it's a great way to just kill people.
Roll for each missile. Jeremy Crawford.
All right, well, here we go. One save. Nope. Okay, it's gone.
Okay, so I'll remove this little watching thing.
I am happy.
But still, only 10 points of damage. So
I'm happy to take a 3rd level spell slot for 10 points of damage.
Yeah, that was.
Did you say there's like some sort of shield thing around him?
It does appear a swirling bit of blue energy swirling around him. If I want further description, let me see if there is one for this. It's faintly shimmering. So the problem is it's the stark background of dark clouds moving in over at night. So even though it's faintly shimmering, it's like looking up at a dim street light. It's still very noticeably right there. And it's a swirling, like, you know, that like water moving over a globe, shimmering energy type. At which point, he's just like, oh no. And he will fly. What's his speed at this? Yeah. And he will fly to cover and disappear. Flying down behind all of the different walls and whatnot. One round has gone by. Cadaverous, you are counting. End of next turn, you guys are rolling initiative. We're only 2 turns away. This was the end of the first turn, technically. Gislin, you're up.
We fly with great haste.
I will yell over...
This was the end of the second turn.
Yell over to Jesse.
But yeah, it was.
Yeah, this is. Because I... no, because I've only gone... So if you're counting the surprise round as a turn, then
well,
yes.
I let Jesse and the non-surprised have movement, so that was certainly a turn. And
It's been 2 rounds since the beginning of the fight, but only 1 round since you had that
roll
for it.
I did ask for the roll at the end of the turn. So all right, well, we're going to say at the end of this turn, roll for initiative.
Okay.
And you will be at the far left corner, because I'm good with left right. It was 50-50. I messed up. So not so far from TOA and the bridge. And Gislin, again, yes, indeed.
All right. I will yell out to Jesse. I think Tio's in trouble. Where is he? I know.
Well, there's other mountains, right?
The bridge.
Regroup with him. I think these ones are slow. And I just sort of smile at the one that I've just sort of ducked away from. I am going to...
Oh yeah, she's like lumbering around in heavy armor going, slow? I'll see you slow. You get over here and stand here.
All right, I will
she doesn't say any of that.
I will cast Zephyr Strike as a bonus action.
You link it, you account for it. All right. Level 1 spell, please. Yep. How many do you get? You got like...
I have 4 level 1 spells and 2 level 3 spells. So.
Oh, nice.
I'm a spellcaster. All right, so my walking speed is now 65 feet. That uses my bonus actions. I'm gonna go.
Only if you're walking. If you're running or dashing, no, that's fine.
So 35 gets me to here. Can I hop down for 5?
You can hop down freely.
So that's 40. So what did I say? 65 is 25 more. Get me to there.
20.
So that's my movement. Is any of this difficult terrain?
No, the snow is so crunchy. It is not.
All right. 35.
As was described, it is well below 0 at the top of the peak.
All right, so 35 to there, and another 30 will put me here, I think. And so that's movement, bonus action, action. I'm guessing that I can see, is this within 90? Ooh, hello there.
Yes, you see a cloaked figure not facing you.
All right, and then I gotta indicate that I have Zephyr Strike on me still, because that is a concentration thing.
Good to know.
Move like the wind, doesn't provoke opportunity attacks. I can give myself advantage on one weapon attack before the spell ends. And my movement speed increases
Wait.
on that turn.
You have to increase if you've made an attack. It looks like it's dependent upon the attack to me.
Once before the spell ends, you can give yourself advantage on a weapon roll attack. Whether you hit or miss. Oh yeah, you are right. I do have to make it.
So what I'm gonna like you to do, instead of retroing back your movement, we'll say that
just get rid of the I can't have advantage on the attack thing.
The Zephyr Strike is over at this point.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
I'll say you've expended the use of an attack without attacking,
Right.
and gained the speed, because that's really what you were looking for anyway.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
Although I don't know if I had just bonus actioned. So how far did I go? You can keep going. I'm gonna figure out whether.
Okay. You try to see if that was meta.
Yeah,
Or
I don't
optimized, I should say.
actually I don't think I need to do that, because if I went 100.
Jesse.
30.
Gislin was yelling for you to go back to the bridge, but
I did go farther.
Uh-huh.
the one with the flaming sword is pointing. Don't know if that affects Jesse.
Tio's more important than you. Also, I'm about to lose my rage anyway, so.
Coward.
Oh, I'll get you.
You're about to lose your
Oh,
rage
no!
if you don't attack.
Well, there's no possible way for me to do that. So I'm gonna lose it anyway. 5, 10, 20, 25. Jump?
Jump. Hard corner though. Gotta go directly north.
What, here?
Yep. No, down.
That's a rock there.
Yes, you can still land on that square.
Oh,
It's one
okay.
lump. Just look at it. There's rocks on the ground here.
65, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. I dashed.
Okay.
And I've lost my rage. Okay.
Arcana?
No, not for me. No, do it.
I was gonna lose it anyway. That's my turn.
Uh-oh. Walking forward deliberately, angrily, said, "They sent her she's all flustered. She sent our heads. Us, her head!" And she slashes at you.
Who sent you her head?
That's Magdalene. So let me get to Celia. And she's going to do, once again, a tendril attack.
Ooh.
It's a 20.
That does hit.
20 hit you.
Mm-hmm.
So all
And
kinds of
I'm down
damage.
with the first
but
damage.
None of that maxed would put you at negative your hit points, correct? Your max hit points are going to be
No.
not even close. So it doesn't matter if you make your saving throw or not, you're down, correct?
I'm down
Excellent.
with that first piercing.
Okay. Now, with disadvantage, she's going to take an offhand attack with the crossbow
Okay.
and shoot you in the body.
Is this 1 or 2 death saving throws?
This will
It's
be
a ranged attack.
It's ranged technically, so she does not have the ability to crit you. But here's the public roll with disadvantage. It just what?
It's a Constitution save crossbow.
It does have poison on it, but that's not what should be rolling.
It just like fires. It's like tick, bang.
Okay, hold on. I think I see where the problem is. There's a space needed in its explanation. I must have copied it wrong from something. Space. Let's try that again after I hit save the changes. Also save the whales. And let's try it again. Here's the attack. Will it work? It does work! Except for, does a 13 normally hit you?
No.
Well then, with disadvantage, she cannot beat her own 13.
Okay.
So she just puts it into your armor. It's sticking in the armor, you know, but doesn't pierce you. And then moves to drag you somewhere next turn.
Probably down to the river.
Maybe. TOA, at the end of your turn, I would like a death saving throw, please.
Okay. Tio just slumps to the ground and his weapon disappears.
Disappears.
Your spiritual weapon.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? I thought you had a quarter.
He just drops it. Just drops it.
Gislin, that
He's a hex
spiritual
blade.
weapon was in your line of sight.
Yeah.
And you just see it disapparate.
Well, and the who's and what's it person was as well.
Was, but she moved away.
Nice.
Poof.
And poison doesn't affect saving throws.
It's
so
just
you're set.
attack rolls and ability checks, right?
Yes. Tio is done. Running after 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. That's as far as the slow girl can go. And Maglin, who's expecting arrows to rain down on him, never got one. And so, he'll peek his head out. Flying upwards to anywhere within 60. Let's do this. Reaching from him, he won't quite. He'll be right there, above everything though. 60 feet up, 50 feet over. He'll take a perception. Oh, no, Jesse has a torch. Excellent. I have to measure to you, Jesse, real quick. 135. There's not too many spells within that range.
That's my torch.
Boom.
Macklin will stay low to the ground, flying back down, using his dash action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 40, 50, 55. That's fine. He's down low. He's at ground level for those that really care. End of the round. I need initiatives from the others that have arrived.
It is
Maybe
time.
in the nick of time, because TOA is one turn away from being tossed.
Okay, I'm gonna drag onto the far left of the screen so I can
I
token.
forgot to. Oh my god.
That's still ahead of Celia.
Where did I put it? Over there.
Did you not?
I
Did you roll
forgot.
initiative before you?
I did. I'm sorry. I'm not even
Okay.
on the map right now.
Like I said, you
Where
guys
are
are
we
at the
coming
corner.
from?
At
Left
the
side.
corner.
Left side, upper corner? Okay. Oh, there I am.
You're technically on the Griffin. The Griffin also needs.
Yeah, I know. I just have to not be on it right now to
Yeah, that's fine.
finish it.
And if we just put the Griffin on the lower level, you can now be on the Griffin and still be shown.
Griffin has my Initiative, because I'm on it.
Do you get to do mounted combat untrained?
I think we established this
Yeah,
last time.
we established this last time.
I think
I
we
don't believe we
established this last time.
I think we
We've established it
established
last
that it has
time.
its own initiative.
If she's not on it.
If I get on it, it gets my initiative.
That's fine. Why don't you roll it a placeholder initiative so when you jump off it, it's available.
Sure.
Thank you.
Just roll the same number like you did last time.
22.
I don't know why I don't remember any of the plot, but I remember.
Why are there
Beth
three
rolled.
22s?
22.
22. Now there are 2 9s, 2 6s, 3 22s.
And
Anyway, let's reorder this. Jesse and Gislin are going to have preference because they were already in combat.
What?
Cadavers. That's right.
But I'm coming in at light speed.
You're not. You're
Light
coming in at
speed.
Griffin speed.
Also known as light speed.
You haven't even gone to plaid. Calm down. Jesse, turn
Yeah.
the shadow, or I'm sorry, not the shadow, but the beams of light imply that somebody is chasing you, but clearly you've outpaced them as that torchlight is starting to go dimmer and dimmer in the darkness. What would you like to do?
I'm not worried about them.
Just letting you know. Just letting you know stuff.
This is just Jesse's mental attitude. I'm going to continue to run. Whoops. 20, 25, 30, 30, 40. That's normal. Okay, I gotta keep running.
Just keep running.
20.
Just keep running.
That's as far as I can go. Tio!
No sound because he's unconscious.
That's how we know something's wrong.
I don't hear panic noises. No policing.
Wait, no hyperventilating? What?
That's why his saves are so bad for stealth.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35.
Woo, look at this map being used for all. Look at all the bodies in the way. I should make the dragon be a problem. Plus, you're looking right through a boulder, too. Let's say there's some cover, but you don't care about that, do you? So go right ahead.
Can I see Tio or not?
Is Tio within 90? Oh, Tio's laying down. That's the problem.
They're both within 90. Just
Okay, you
barely.
can definitely see Celia, who is upright. You do not have direct line of sight on Tio, who is on the ground, and there's a body and a boulder in the way.
I guess my question is, do I know Tio's there or not? I don't have to see him.
No, you wouldn't. There's no indication. You never saw Tio at all. This whole battle, unfortunately, it's just been too far away. Now that you're here, you see somebody with a sword out and a small hand crossbow, reminiscent of maybe a drow, but not quite a drow this time. And
Can't have everything.
If only they were a drow.
no, then the darkness spell would be everywhere.
Oh, true.
All right.
Everywhere. You bring like 4 drow, but you make them like CR half, and all they can do is make the terrain shit for everybody.
I will bonus action.
Plus that poison might put someone to sleep. There's a
So
different
I'm
kind
in.
of
I'm
poison.
invisible now, right?
You are definitely in. Oh, where's Jesse? Yeah,
But there, does that building block or no?
that building looks like it. No, it wouldn't at that point. It would block half your square. Half your square is in dark. Half your square is in, because where the wall is shown on the graphic is where the wall is going to the ground. Anything that's flat without a wall is suspended.
And it's her torch is 20 bright, 20 dim though, right?
Correct. You're in dim light.
So I'm in dim light, so if she uses dark vision, then I'm invisible, I believe.
Celia is also a human, unfortunately.
Okay, so then she's not. It is unfortunate that she's a human. All right, so I
What was
will
her family that ran the whole thing.
bonus action.
Human noble.
Dash. And then go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Any way I can get out of this? 30, 35 to there. I am going to sharpshooter longbow Celia. Here it comes. All right.
Wow.
Okay.
Is it at advantage or no? No, it's not. I don't think.
Because TOA is on the ground, TOA is not an active target for you. I'm not going to make you roll against TO.
Okay.
And I will.
Do you imagine this? Boom!
Yeah.
Dang.
And I would
And
technically.
you know that Casey would roll a crit. Just saying.
I would technically be at disadvantage targeting TO as well, but.
Right.
Same thing again. 10. Jesus. I guess when you run full force for 2 straight turns, it's hard to fire a longbow.
Really?
All right. Well, that'll do it for my turn.
I don't think I've ever seen
And-
you miss twice since the first hag fight with the hook.
Celia's clearly panicking because she's now hearing the griffin. And
Yeah, she is.
she's also there's bows, there's warning shots, I guess, right near him. But before all that, Cadaverous, welcome to the fray. You've gone tied with the first people in the first round you've arrived at.
Cadaverous.
Ready. You've been ready. You didn't even know how
Well,
far it was. You're like, it's dark out here.
Argus
The only light you would
Daverous.
see is Jesse. The only light you would see is Jesse.
Yes. But I have telepathic communication, my griffin, to give me a general heads up on the situation.
This is what the griffin would say.
Sure.
There's people on this side of the bridge, on that side of the bridge, and some people are down.
Okay.
But Cadaver, it's not like it's like that one's the one you like.
No, sure.
It's a
But it
griffin.
can-
It's
The
like,
griffin's
I'm
like,
not
I
sure.
don't know who any of these
It-
fucking people are. I died
it
very
can-
quickly last time.
But here's my question, right? It can identify friend from foe, right? Like it has seen the
IFF?
people who are in my party and knows the ones that aren't in my party, right?
It would be able to identify friend from foe if you took the time to say it's going to use
Grab
an
a
action to use
yeah.
a perception to see all that. But right now, it just sees bodies and people,
Oh, okay.
like up and down bodies.
So I couldn't say like grab a foe, right? It would have
You
to.
could say like grab a foe, but I would randomly roll to see if it thinks Gislin is accidentally a foe or not. Because Gislin happens to be in the direction you were flying in on. If she turns right, there's
Does it
Celia
have-
and TOA.
Does it
Is
have dark
TOA the-
vision?
I'm sure it does. It's
Well,
a-
Well, then it can't see me.
I would
Oh,
be
well,
like
all right, but it could also see Jesse, definitely.
Yeah.
You can
So
all see
my-
Jesse.
well, okay, so I'll tell you what I wanted to do, right? I wanted to fly down here and say grab a foe to grab Celia, right? So do you want to?
It has dark vision, correct?
Yes.
And Celia's within range.
Yes.
Then you can ask her to to do it. There'll be a small percentage that it doesn't understand friend from foe, but if it doesn't recognize Celia the whole time, it's gonna probably attack Celia.
Okay. So first thing that would happen is dropping off Aurelia here as we plan. So Aurelia is dropped.
Is it
So, am I-
unceremonious? What's the prone situation?
It's like we're like 5
Celia,
feet up.
Celia isn't being held by like a backpack flying in on.
Aurelia.
Like
We're
Just
I
start
mean,
running when you hit the
Aurelia, I'm
ground.
sorry.
I mean, she does
Or-
have
or-
860 feet of movement.
or
so
what
I
would
think
happen
she'll
is
be
we would start descending on like the journey over here, and
And
Aurelia would be
bring
dropped
your
on the way.
tray tables and seat backs.
On that roll.
Right?
So yeah, Aurelia's being dropped
So am I where
on
I am right
on
now?
the descent down. I mean, if we're if we're
Aurelia,
close
you
to the
can be
ground
in
now, we should be
any
there.
square adjacent to
Yeah.
the griffin you so choose. I would like a dex check just to see if you slip and go down. It is a combat drop off, so it is quick.
Just a straight dex.
Yeah, dexterity saving
Where
throw.
you're
I'm
at right
sorry.
now, you would be
Saving
dropped
throw.
and slammed into a wall.
Oh my gosh.
Here you are! From
So 5, 10, 15, 20.
Oh,
Aurelia,
Cadaverous would-
you're starting prone.
okay.
Cadaverous not being able to actually see any targets to heal would indiscriminately cast
Fireball.
hypnotic pattern generally in front. So it's a 30-foot cube. So it's like a pretty big
Let's
radius.
see how meta
to
this
thing, right?
placing is. Let's see.
Well, I mean, I don't know how you want me to place it, right? Because
No, go ahead
I
and
can
place
see
it.
where
Just place
I
it.
can see where it is, but it would just be like, I mean, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It'd be like this, right? Like I'm just trying to land it on people.
You're gonna put it to where you're on the very edge of it?
Well, the plan is for me not to be in it, right?
You just told the griffin to go into that area.
Right, but it's not something that lasts perpetually. It's like
an instantaneous effect.
It's like an instantaneous thing, and then
You link the spell, we'll deal with the spell.
Oh, it's concentration.
yeah, but read the spell.
Oh, just the effect is a concentration.
What's incapacitated
It's a
do?
cool spell.
No
Let's
actions
see.
or reactions.
So like stunning strike.
The spell ends if it takes any damage or if someone uses an action to shake this creature up out of the stupor. Roger, Roger. Tio, you cannot see the creature, the thing, so you wouldn't make the roll.
My eyes are open.
You would have counted for the spell slot, right?
Yep.
Okay, so this is Celia's wisdom saving throw. DC is what, 17? There it is.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the public roll.
Oh. All right. Okay. So boom, that's that. And then Griffin would have orders to grab foe. So I guess attack roll to grab.
Are you doing a grapple?
Grapple, yeah. Or so athletics. I mean, either way, I'm rolling strength because I have nothing else in here. So
Strength athletics, correct. To grapple.
16.
16. Let's see if there's acrobatics on this list. No, it's just dex.
That's so sad.
And so, yeah, Celia's like, what the hell's happening?
But yeah, so we would have momentum and we would keep going. So opportunity attacks, obviously. So 10, 15, 20, 25.
And are
Yeah.
you still on? Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be against the griffin because I believe that you would still be technically out of reach. There's a 10-foot square in between you and Celia. So this is against the griffin. Speaking of 25 again, and lots of 9s for all of the damage. I need a Constitution saving throw for the poison.
15?
DC is 15.
Thank God.
You take half the poison damage and do not gain the poison condition.
Okay.
Okay. So the battle rages on as as Celia holds up Tendril, the short sword, and even though it's piercing, half of that was almost slashing because the Griffin's mere momentum goes by. Griffin accounted for damage? What's the Griffin at, by the way? Is the Griffin gonna die right away again?
No, Griffin's still
Griffin's
over.
okay. Griffin's okay.
Griffins have decent HP.
Okay, so back to the initiative turn order. And Aurelia, you are unfortunately unceremoniously prone during this combat roll.
Just pops up out of a snowdrift.
I'm fine.
Everything's great.
It's the problem is that it's not that you shouldn't have rolled; it's that you rolled one too many times because you love rolling. So
Just keep going.
Like less time.
Yeah. All right. So I'm standing up. That takes half of my movement. Painful. I don't. It's just normal people who can't move as fast as I can. It takes 15 feet to stand up. For some reason, it takes me 25.
It's because because you are a normal person until you have the momentum during your movement.
It's the time it takes you to get up, not like the speed it consumes.
Yeah.
Right?
When
So
you
You're so
contact
big.
the speed
10,
force, see what
15.
happens.
20, 25, And then it is an action to feed somebody a potion, correct?
It is an action to feed somebody a potion.
Then, regretfully, I am going to expend a key point for Step of the Wind so that I can dash.
I'm going to regretfully save Tio's life.
5 more feet. It's key point for 5 more feet. And then I'm going to use my action to give Tio.
It's technically 10 feet. That's a hard corner. Look at that.
Okay,
beam
so
right
5,
there.
10.
Right.
And I will expend my last healing potion.
Nice.
That off my character sheet. That's 2d4 plus 4. Is that right? 2d4 plus 2? I can never remember these.
And you literally
2d4
hear
plus 2, I think.
it's 2d4 plus 2 for a standard healing potion. Celia is responding like, "I thought you too."
Aurelia is not currently paying any attention. She skids in. Tio take 6 points of healing.
Okay.
As I dump that down your throat, and then twist around and pull my quarterstaff off my back and kind of square off against Cecilia and say, "What the fuck is going on here?"
That's why you were prone. You had a quarterstaff on your back.
That's why it takes so long to get up.
I just kept tripping over it.
And she just simply answers, "Venge."
For what?
There's a lot of venom in her response. And on her sword as well, by the way. No, you can see it. You can see it dripping with poison. It's not wyvern poison. Let's not get crazy, but it's poison.
We haven't done anything to you.
Eyes. We're gonna move.
Eyes?
Yes, she said eyes. Not lies, it's eyes.
Oh.
Don't you see it everywhere around here?
And now Griffin is not dismounted.
Mm-hmm.
So it is Celia's turn. And she's like, "The mastermind has to die."
Wait,
And so
She
Which
thinks
one's
Tio's
that?
the mastermind?
Oh my
Yep.
gosh, Cecilia,
What the
for a surprise.
I'm not even mad. Thank you.
Now we know something's up.
I would like so Celia's going to use the hand crossbow as a bonus action against you, Tio, at disadvantage. Does a 12 hit you? This shouldn't have been. I should have highlighted the other one, but whatever. And that misses, and she just curses and looks at her crossbow like that's the fault. That's faulty. And instead, she stabs down at you with advantage with tendril. You know what we haven't seen in a while?
Please don't say it. Oh my god!
Why did you say that?
It doesn't matter. There's no way it's Tio's full hit points. That's why I
that's
said
not
it.
Yeah, but why would you say that?
I did. I asked
Why
a
did you
question.
tempt?
No words were exchanged. I can't believe, by the way, it worked out beautifully. That never works when I'm playing the game. All right.
Holy moly.
So that's gonna be. Now let's just look at this.
That was a really bad piercing hit, though. For
It was.
crit.
The piercing hit was only another D6, right? And 1, 2. All right, so it's 9 there, and then we have 7 from the first and 7 from the second, so 14 necrotic.
It's 23, 30.
What's your max hit points?
9.
73.
That's 48
All right, so
points
no
of
more
damage.
questions. No question. So, just to be sure, that was a hell of a shot, though. As Tio once again just stabbed right through the midsection.
He didn't even get up. He just like, on the ground again.
Like you're like, drink this, and then you get up. What's going on? And she's like, revenge. Stabs Tio again.
I'm only laughing because I'm nervous. It's not because it's funny.
It is,
But it is funny. A little funny.
and she's very, very wary. She doesn't appear to have been damaged a little bit by some what looks to be necrotic burn from earlier, but otherwise Celia seems very, very focused and active. Celia is done at the end of her turn, goes to her comrade all the way at the other end of the map. As Arabeth comes lumbering into the picture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then do they all go correct? They don't. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As the slowest person on the battlefield is. And is this boring for you, Michaela?
No, sorry, I'm just falling asleep.
Oh.
No, it's because my husband's a teacher, so we get up at like 6 o'clock.
Well, TOA, it is your turn. And
Okay.
at the end of your turn, I would like a death saving throw.
Death saving throw. I have no move actions that I can take.
You are unconscious, so no.
No, I'm letting you
gonna
know
run
that
through.
I don't have. I still don't have any. Come on, Tio.
Okay. Tio is one small step closer to death.
And you're about to break.
And 1 flying up, 2, 3, trying to get a little perspective. There's the torch from Jesse. Gislin's in the dim light of that. Anyone else in that range? Everything else is in the dark over there. So it's either Gislin or Jesse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 50. There's 60. And oh, that's a shame. There's no way it's within range. Youch. Macklin wouldn't fear Jesse as long as he can stay airborne.
Magical words.
Magic. So
He's not aware of how high you
fuels
can
my
jump, though.
rage.
he's very much unaware of the jumping capability of Jesse.
I forgot how much I can jump though.
Well, he likes to fly up to about 50 foot so that he can use his full movement to go hide on the end of his turn if he has another action.
Of course he
but
is,
in
'cause
this
he's
case,
the coward.
He's not. He's absolutely going to be that guy. He's a caster. I know. I've played him before. They're cowardly. Here's the attack, and it's going to be against whomever the dim shape near Jesse would be. And so he's guessing it's you, and it happens to be you, Gislin. But here, he doesn't have fireball. What is this?
He's not even a real wizard.
Nope. He's just going to link another magic missile, and we're going to take away a 4th level slot because he's going to empower it based on the crappy roll he got earlier. So here's the magic missile listed on the VTT. Maglin for the loss, as he is their weakness link.
He's
right
just
now.
scared
It's
of
going to
us.
be 12 darts. Or I'm sorry, 6 darts.
6 darts, 12 damage.
12 damage. And he's like, what is going on? And he's just frustrated. But this time, Maglin cannot go and get cover because he has moved and acted. So we're going to end the round. We're going to have to call this the night.
No!
Oh my gosh, I just realized what time it was.
It is time for those who are work related to go get rest for their work related activities. And we will resume this hell of a battle next week
This
and
is so tense.
see if the misunderstood but clearly dangerous Crimson Guard do more damage, can be reasoned with, or can be destroyed.
I was
It's,
50-50 on whether you're going to say Crimson Guard or our party there.
Also the Silver Hand. Thank you all for joining us. I'm sure I had one song on repeat as I always do. Thanks, Kevin, for that.
It's been
Casey,
muted, so it's fine.
yeah, it's been muted. So it's the Descent if you accidentally didn't mute it, but it's been muted. it's a tense battle, and what you have is a pretty healthy Celia trying to murder specifically TOA, as if Celia was waiting for that opportunity. You have a slightly wounded Gislin and a slightly wounded Arabeth. You have a not touched Cadaverous, a not touched Aurelia, and Maglin appears to be only losing some spell slots, but not losing hit points just yet. So the battle can go either way, and it is an intense battle. And there's a lot of movement and range to take place here. Let's see what happens next week. I hope you guys tune in. It's been a lot of fun for me. This is an evil little battle, but we're going to have to call it here and resume next week. So stay tuned for 1 week. Just don't even leave the channel. Just stay right there.
We'll leave the stream
Stay waiting.
on.
You know, you can go to a chat. I've seen a chat tab before. You can just stay there and chat and wonder what's going to happen. Or you can check out our Monday game. Monday again at 7:30 Eastern. Wednesday there's a game. I'm not even involved, but you should definitely check it out because Dora's doing Dora things, and Casey's doing Casey things. But Dora's doing Dora things, so that's good. And you should check all of that out. And then next Thursday, we're going to resume and see how this all plays out, if at all. Because much like the Steel Predator, it might resolve unsatisfyingly.
Oh no, someone's gonna die.
I'm sure someone will die.
One of them.
Oh, well, I'm not sure about that part, but I love your confidence.
I'm sure.
That's why you're a adventurer. I don't want to say the one word, but definitely adventurer. So good job. So same bad time, everybody. Thanks for joining us. That's all. I had nothing else. I've been rambling for a while now. So.
I want to know what the non-duck thing on his back is.
We
know before we leave.
I think it's the Venom portal.
Jesse, let's do this. As you wheel about and take a look at Maglin in the air, even though he's way outside your vision and you can't see anything, I'm not going to describe that.
Oh, but I'm going to forget that it haven't happened.
Holly, it's 100% an imp.
Just write down what's
No, it's a duck.